Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Hit that like button. You guys know the drill. I need your likes. I need your support. Need your cash apps. Need your super chats. Why not? Why not? I think we've been the most consistent African-focused YouTube channel that goes live consistently for the past, when did I start going live? Maybe 2015, 2014, maybe 2016. No one has been more consistent than Search for Uhuru. Hard stop. Prove me wrong. You are welcome to present your evidence that there's another channel that's been more consistent, that's gone live longer, who's had more call-in shows, who more podcasting, who's been more consistent in regards to documenting Africa on the ground and that diaspora and Africa connection. Find another YouTuber that's been doing it longer than me. So with that being said, hit the like button, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and hit those super chats. We're rolling to Nigeria in a couple months for the Oshun Festival. We are going to Nigeria in a couple of months for the Oshun Festival. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo, that's danfo.africa. Again, please visit Danfo, that's danfo.africa to learn more. We will love to host you all on one of our mini excursions. We are also going to Zanzibar in September for a little Safari Blue. Then we're going to Kenya in September as well. Ghana and Ivory Coast in November long, as well as Sierra Leone and then Benin Republic in January for the Voodoo Festival. So if you're interested in joining, please visit danfo.africa. We would love to host you on one of our excursions. Without further ado, World Cup, y'all. World Cup. I know we get started here in Atlanta. I know we get started in Atlanta here. I think this weekend. Yeah, I think the first game. Let me check. Let me pull up the schedule. I think the first game is this weekend. World Cup matches in Atlanta, 2026. Monday. So Spain versus Capo Verde, Zechia versus South Africa, um, Spain versus Saudi Arabia, Morocco versus Haiti. I hope Haiti waxes the floor with Morocco. Congo versus Uzbekistan. So those are the games scheduled for next week and the week after that. So yeah, we got some World Cup soccer. All right, there's only one football, and that is American football. Okay. All right, I will not call that sport soccer football. Again, that sport soccer will never be called football in this household. There's only one football, and that's American football. So let's get that straight right now. Let's get that straight. But yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. I don't care. It's still soccer. All right, it's not. Yeah, I don't care. It's still soccer. It's not football. It's soccer. All right, and there's only one football, and that's American football. All right, so guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in, add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Our sport should be called American Rugby. I can see that. But as of right now, it's going to be football, and it's going to continue to be called football. Hard stop. Hard stop. But guys, links in the. I'm gonna put the link in the chat room if you want to call in and add to the conversation early. Um, somebody said egg ball. No, absolutely not. Again, if you want to call in and add to the conversation, more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. But yeah, we got Africans flying to Mexico for the Nigerian South Africa match, rooting for Mexico. And I'll be honest, I disagree with that. I'm still rooting for South Africa, even with what's going on. We can't we always talk about stereotyping of people and how we shouldn't stereotype. So we should not stereotype all of South Africa because of what's going on in regards to xenophobia and a full idiot and a few idiots. But I'm still rooting for South Africa. I mean, I am rooting for all the teams in Africa, including South Africa. I'm not rooting for Morocco though. But I will not root for Mexico over South Africa. No, I won't. Not at all. I saw this clip on here we go. I saw this on X. But yeah, I'm not. What was the final score? Last time I checked, it was 2-0. But it's was it worse than that? Did it get ugly?
Where are you from? We're Nigerians, but we live in England. Nigerian? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All up in Mexico. Yeah, yeah. We're Mexicans. Today in Mexico. Mexicans today, man. Yes. Let's go, Nigeria. Where are you from? We're Nigerians, but we live in England. Nigerian? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All up in Mexico. Yeah, yeah. Today we're Mexicans. Today in Mexico. Mexicans today, man. Yes. Let's go, Nigeria. Where are you from? We're Nigerians, but we live in England. Nigerian? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All up in Mexico. Yeah, yeah. We're Mexicans.
I think that's hilarious.
Mexicans today, man. Yes.
They're Mexicans today. Yeah, that's I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. I would still root for South Africa over.
Many Africans are supporting Mexico against Africa in the World Cup.
I hope every Nigerian knows who we are supporting for this match.
Welcome, Mexico! Somos Mexico!
Dear Africans, I hope you all know we are supporting Mexico during this.
See, the issue I have with this, Mexico won't support Nigeria. Mexico ain't gonna support Senegal. Mexico's not gonna support Cote d'Ivoire or Congo. But you have Africans wanting to support Mexico over South Africa. I disagree with that. Go ahead, Taraka.
Hey, Dinus. I swear, I don't care how pissed I am with South Africa. I'm pissed with them. But there's no fucking way I'm going to support Mexico over an African country. I don't give a F what they did. Let me go over there and beat them up before. Let me go beat up South Africans before I will support Mexico over them. This is real bullshit.
Right, I agree.
And I'm disappointed with Nigerians. And don't forget, the portion of South African that's acting out is very small to the overall population.
That's
right?
what I said at the beginning. You're right.
You see what I'm saying? Which is about how many South Africans? 60 million, and at least 50 million is black. And it's a very tiny proportion that's actually acting out in South Africa. As a matter of fact, most South Africans are embarrassed and pissed about what's happening in their country. You see what I'm saying? So there is just no effing way that Nigerians should be supporting South Africans. No effing way.
I agree.
You know? Crazy. Yeah, that's all I say for now.
All right, go ahead, M.
Thank you, sir. Hey, I said this before, like a few weeks ago when I was talking. There's an African in my school. He's a teacher assistant, and he only talks to the whites and the Mexicans. Like, this is like, I couldn't even understand what's wrong with this dude. But you see that you just showed the video what the Africans have on the Mexican jerseys. That's more support than I ever saw Africans do about a Black America. Every time I see Africans talking about us, it's always something negative. They don't celebrate talking about we here for the Black Americans or even the Americans. So I think there's something wrong with their psyche. Like, we need to really analyze like what's really wrong with these people to really understand.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
The Africans who was in the video.
No. It's 54 countries, bro. 54.
Well, Nigeria to be exact, because those who say it was Nigerian. So
yeah,
okay.
but
so, let me finish what I'm saying. Now, I'm saying what I witnessed in America. I live in a city with a lot of Africans, right? The only Africans you see around the Black community are the Muslim Nigerians and the Senegalese. The rest of them, they make their way to the white people on the far north side, or wherever there's white people, Chinese, Mexicans. That's where you see them at. And I noticed when you go to the Mexican neighborhoods, there's Black people there, but those Black people are usually of like a Caribbean descent, like a Haitian. They have like some type of affinity or connection with Latinos over Black American people. And you could tell, you could testify that one video Dinah just showed with the Africans in Mexico is more positivity than you ever saw an African speak about one of us, you know, in America. I guess they might speak good on the Caribbean or West Indians, but this reminded me of the what's his name? The Shabuzi when he got on the Grammy stage, even though he was put on by Beyonce on the Cowboy Carter album, he got up there and said, "Immigrants built America." And you know, he was talking about whites and Mexicans. And he said, absolutely, or something to that effect. He got a
He
bit of,
definitely wasn't talking about whites. That's for sure.
so you know, white Europeans are immigrants.
They
You know,
don't. They don't. They
Palestine.
don't call. They don't call whites immigrant. They just
Well,
don't.
when they say immigrant, I mean Irish. Like a few days ago, when they was talking about building America, a guy got on here talking about Scottish and German. Even this guy named Brandon was praising white Europeans
Well,
for
wasn't that an
educating us.
African American? Wasn't that an African American dude?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, regardless of that
But
same
he was
rhetoric,
African American though. He was
these
one
are,
who was praising them.
I mean, it wasn't just him doing it. It was other Africans getting on there
Right. So
thanking Europeans too. Like Brandon I think what he does is
yeah, Brandon
he,
different, bro. He different.
it's like a Pan-African thing. Like what I noticed about this channel, I remember coming on this channel years ago, and I used to always hear these people talking down about the Black Americans. And I always admired Dynas. Like, how can you sit up here and take this? Like, you sound like it seemed like a judge. Like, you must have a high intellect or whatever it is. But I used to listen to them just talking down about the Black Americans years ago. And I noticed like it must be some type of a thing in which they have to talk down about us, but everybody else gets to be respected. And even though the Nigerians, when they come here, or even when they went to South Africa, they was cool with South Africa until South Africa turned on, or just was. I guess they say, okay, we tired of y'all coming over here taking advantage now because there's some adversity. Now you're gonna go all the way against them and isolate them like that instead of realizing these are just certain people. Like he just said, these are not. You can't stereotype the whole South Africa, but that must have been what you always been thinking. Because I had a conversation, I think about a week ago, with a Ghanaian, and I asked him about what was happening in South Africa and what did he think about it. This guy say the South Africans are uneducated. They're brainwashed. He was trying to say it's because of the white people, and he was saying Ghana gave South Africa a gold mine deal in like 1988, and he says that money from the gold mine is the reason South Africa has free healthcare. So he's going to retrieve what he think is his. I'm like, do you realize South Africa has a lot of industries, not just the gold mine? So you can't say the reason they got free healthcare is because of the gold mine. You think it's somehow belong to you, and you don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they have their own intellectual capacity to see.
I never heard of any. You heard of that, Dynas? That Ghana gave a gold mine?
Yeah, to South Africa, but I was saying these was the white South Africans.
Yeah,
he was talking about.
You gotta put a link in the chat room.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't hear that. Well, let me tell you the history, a short history of Nigeria and South Africa, right?
I mean, South Africa has a contract with a gold mine. They talking about not renewing it.
No, that's a South African company.
That's what I'm saying.
This have nothing to do with 1980.
What I'm saying is
this is a white South African company just doing business.
They had the contract since 1988, but the Ghanaian guy was saying the money they making off that gold mine is going to their healthcare.
Those are white South Africans, bro.
That's what I was telling the Ghanaian.
That's a corporation. That's the white South Africans.
But I'm saying, but his mindset was the money they making off the gold mine is going into the healthcare in South Africa, so therefore they are entitled to the healthcare. And he was saying basically the South Africans are brainwashed, they uneducated. The same stereotypes they saying against the people over here, they have against them. And yet you want to go to the country and reap the benefits of it. But you really look down at the people. You don't really respect their mind. You look at them like they subhuman. But I was saying, it seems as though that's what the Nigerians is doing right now. Like, because they have a little adversity, they just went full force with their stereotypes. Now it's in the open. We're going to celebrate with the Mexicans. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this again. Just like it's not all South Africans. Is a very small portion. This also is a very small portion. All right, 220 million Nigerians. So this is also small. A small portion. Right. So, but because of social media, right? Boom. It's like out in the open, and social media travel wide. But let me tell you just a little thing on Nigeria and South Africa. Right? Nigeria been supporting South Africa from through apartheid, right? And they sacrificed their economy to help free South Africans. They sacrificed their economy. They had students giving up their lunch money to put in the pot for South African during apartheid. The government gave the equivalent of, I think, about $300 to $400 billion in today's money to South Africa. Right? So Nigerians and West African in the whole made a lot of sacrifice also. Right? So, this is still a small portion. There's just no way. No care how mad I am with some of these South Africans, there is no way I would support Mexico.
You mean Ghana? You mean Nigerians?
Nigerians. There's no way I would support Mexico, right? As a black man over South Africa, especially another African country. No matter what, I don't care how mad I'm at them. Settle your scores with each other, right? But not support another team just because you're upset with them.
But explain something to me real quick, right? I go to school for architecture, and they always have a teacher assistant that goes to one of these Ivy League colleges, I guess, because they want a master's degree. Part of it has to be a teacher assistant in a local college. But this African, I'm the only black person in the class, right? All the other students either white or Mexican. This African went out his way to not say nothing to me at all the whole entire semester. He only helped them and talked to the Mexicans. I don't even know this dude. So what's that all about?
That's his individual shortfalls. He don't like you.
What?
He prefer the Mexican.
I'm a black American, of course.
Well, he's making an assumption.
And a teacher was looking at this guy like something was wrong with him. Like, why you ain't really trying to help this? What's wrong with you? Go say something. It's like even though your responsibility, you a teacher assistant, you're supposed to be dealing with all the students, but you're going to isolate just the one black student because of your own personal beliefs, whatever they are.
Yeah, well, that's just that individual person.
But it's not just him. It's other Africans in the school that do the same thing. It's like they think they're white. Like they gravitate to the Chinese. They exclude the black people totally. And it's like it's so loud. The silence is so loud. Everybody can see it. And I think it rubbed people the wrong way. It's like when Trump started putting the sanctions on the Africans as far as the immigration. And the African people before that was really strong on the internet, anti-black. I'm not saying it's a connection there, but
so what do you have to say about? You remember back in the day when the bourgeois, light-skinned Black Americans was closer to the whites and supported the whites more than they did the dark-skinned African American. You remember them time? It wasn't that long ago.
That wasn't about white people. It was like in the schools, the boule. I guess if that Willie guy was here, he could talk about it more. They had a paper bag test. I know
the whole thing. I know the whole thing, bro. I know the whole thing. I studied Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, the whole 9 yards. I know exactly what happened.
But they was excluding the black people based on whatever reason, colorism. And then what the really dark-skinned black people started to do, they started to, I guess you could say, retaliate, and they started to create their own secret societies.
Yeah.
Like the Prince Halls. Yeah, I guess the Prince Halls came before them. And they was like, mostly you see super dark-skinned people in the Masons, and you'll see like the brown or the light-skinned people in the black.
I'm just saying, just to show you, just to make a point, see how people could be against other people. I'm just making a point.
That was like that's not even like close to. That's like an organization thing. They ended that a long time ago. They ended that, I think, in the 30s. That whole policy. I think Du Bois was he was against Garvey.
The light skin, dark skin, that shit never really end. It took a long time. It's socially unacceptable now.
But as far as being
excluded, it lasted a long time.
But it was about joining the fraternities. That stopped preventing people that whose skin was darker than the brown people back from joining the sororities. That was really it was based on, like, if you wanted to join one of them sororities,
Yeah,
fraternities,
but
your
in
skin had to
society,
pass that test. They
yeah, but in
stopped that.
society in general, in society in general.
There was never really no real exclusions outside of just the fraternities and sororities.
Nah, bro. They had plenty of exclusion, plenty.
Like, there was really no codified exclusions like Jim Crow. Like Jim Crow, they
Yeah.
had the sign on the
No,
sign
no,
saying
they didn't have nothing like
colored,
that. They still black people. They didn't have nothing like that.
but that wasn't like the
But
general policy. That was just like secret societies. That wasn't like
well,
everyday life, you know. Like, you
well,
got Malcolm X's mother was light skinned and she married a really dark skinned dude. Like, that wasn't really like in the social life outside of the boule. Basically, that was just the boule.
but it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. I'm just trying to just to show you how some people think
But it wasn't nothing.
sometimes.
It was nowhere near what happened with this African guy in my school who's totally excluding the black people. Like, there's no policy. He's he's just by himself doing it. Like, you just choosing.
What do you guys say to him? What did you guys come together and say to him?
It's just me. I'm the only black. I didn't say
So
nothing to the dude.
Well, maybe you should.
I didn't even know the dude was a teacher assistant until they said it. The guy was in there for. What I'm saying is, I'm comparing it to how I see the Nigerians in Mexico celebrating and having a camaraderie with them.
Well,
You would never see Nigerians do that
upset.
here.
They're upset. They're upset because of what happened in South Africa.
But I'm saying, why would they
That's why.
go to Mexico and celebrate with them with their Mexican garb on? You have never seen them do that here. Like, even in New York, they'll separate themselves in Harlem, wherever they are. The Africans are totally separate. You'll never see them like celebrating with us like they was in that video celebrating with the Mexicans.
Bro, do you remember when the
Tarka, you muted yourself. And after that I gotta pass the mic to Niger. Tarka, you muted yourself.
Yeah, do you remember what happened to the model in South Africa? The model that was born in South Africa, but she's Nigerian.
Nigerian one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm talking to M. You remember how the South some of the South African supported the white model over her? Do you remember?
I think I don't remember. I think Dynas might be able to talk to that.
Her name was Chidima, right? You remember how they she tried to represent South Africa and they didn't want her to because she was Nigerian. You showed these things back and forth, so it's not just something like wasn't theirs. Those tension was always there. So it's not the Nigerian, it's the South Africans too. You see what I'm saying? They prefer this white model over a black model, even though she was representing South Africa.
What was the connection between a white model? Was she an African or was she just a European?
They all European to me. They know Africa in their damn name. They're Europeans. Right? But they're South Africa. But as a matter of fact, I think her mom was from Europe.
I don't know. Right? I can't speak on that. You will have to ask them.
But no. I'm just asking.
30 seconds. I got to pass the mic to Niger.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to point out to him, Dynas, that the tension was there on both sides. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's not just Nigerians, right? It's South Africans also. Go ahead, Tunisia.
All right, go ahead to Niger.
Yeah, greetings, Dynas. Greetings to all the panelists and the chat and to the viewers. Yeah, I guess Nigerians are going to do what the Scottish do to the English all the time. Till today, I think the Scottish will always back anybody that is playing against England. But in the case of South Africa, it will be crazy for Nigerians at this stage, given what is going on in South Africa, to be backing South Africans. Maybe they will remain. Some people will say maybe they should have just stayed out of it and stayed neutral. But Nigerians have gotten to a point, and maybe other Africans too, have gotten to a point whereby they are beginning to feel like, you know what, whatever comes to the black South African, let it come to them, because it looks like they are becoming quite irredeemable. Because this stuff, we like to think at first that this stuff is most just for a few people in South Africa that are causing this problem. It's a lot more pervasive than we would like to believe. Because there was this guy that speaks, it's like a motivational speaker in terms of a business and business mentor kind of person. I think Bruce is his name. And he was telling Nigerians just a month ago that South Africans are not xenophobic and all that stuff, only for him to come out with all kinds of statements today showing that he too is xenophobic. And I remember he was also saying something about, we just got our independence. It's almost like we just want people to leave us alone for a while. This is how they sound. They don't even know that they are actually sounding xenophobic the way they talk to about. And they are talking about Africans, by the way.
What about Malema? What about Malema and his people? What about them?
Malema, the problem is that because Malema, the thing with Malema and his people is that they don't represent the majority of the country, and that's why they are ostracized. And because they felt like he's too sympathetic to Africa. That's his biggest problem. As a matter of fact, Malema's weakest argument is that argument that he's backing Africans. And even I myself, because I support Malema, I'm saying maybe he should tone that down a bit because you need the votes to actually get into office. So, but that is a big weakness. And in that environment, for that to be his biggest weakness, that should tell you the population, how they think. Sometimes they don't even know they are being xenophobic with their attitude. To the point where you see the way they hounded Chidinma, like they hounded her as if she was just like some kind of vermin. This is somebody that grew up in South Africa, that was born in South Africa. She grew up in South Africa, and they treated her like as if she was vermin because she wanted to represent their country. This is something that has been going on, and this is not the first time. They've been doing this over and over repeatedly. Sooner or later, something needs to give. I'm surprised African countries took it up to this point, actually. Because if it was me, I would have responded a long time ago. And it's funny because Ghanaians have never been the focus of these type of issues before. Because Ghanaians are also very xenophobic in West Africa. So they too got hit this time and they retaliated immediately. It shows you the attitude of the two nations. But Nigerian leaders, they just keep taking it and taking it and taking it. The first time I've seen Nigerians express, that authorities express frustration, was just yesterday or so, that the Nigerian foreign minister came out and said, you know what, they are not even chasing any other foreigners. They are only chasing black foreigners out. And the government hasn't, till today, tried to overrule that ending of June deadline. The government hasn't done that. You see what is going on there? This is a national thing.
Yeah, but that's not official from the government, right? That's not an official date from the government.
Yeah, but then why are they not denouncing it and saying this date is nobody should be doing this type of stuff on this date?
They did denounce it.
They didn't, not that date. They didn't say, oh, you are not going to do anything on that date. You shouldn't attack anybody. You shouldn't send anybody.
They denounced the whole thing. Denounced the whole thing. That's legal.
Hold on. Yeah, they said what they just said, don't attack your fellow Africans on the road and all that stuff. You didn't say what you're going to do to them if they do that. You see, like in Ireland right now, when there was an attack just yesterday or 2 days ago in Ireland, the police has already arrested several people and said, if you come out and do this nonsense again, you're going to pay for it. That is how you behave. And you know, UK has about 4 times more migrants than South Africa. 4 times more migrants than South Africa. And also has this thing, what they call it?
Ireland?
No, the UK itself. The entire United Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah, and the population is similar. So I don't expect Nigerians to come now and start saying, let's cheer on South Africans. South Africans have slapped us so many times. So many times. And to be fair, many countries have slapped Nigeria all over Africa. Nigeria is so selfless, and I don't know why our leaders do that. And I like the fact that this new foreign minister that has been put in place in Nigeria, the moment they were electing her, I knew she was going to be different. I like the fact that she is the one in place right now because they don't take nonsense. You can't keep attacking. And you remember, many of the foreigners they are attacking, they are from where that foreign minister is from in Nigeria. The other ones don't tend to be from that area. So they don't tend to care. You see how our people behave? They don't react because it's not their people that are being attacked all the time. They don't react the way they're supposed to react. But the woman, once this woman was there, she called it out for what it is.
that for a minister of state to say they are not even sending away other foreigners, they're only sending away black foreigners. That tells you how seriously they are taking it. And I really wish Nigeria retaliates, because South Africa has done this way too many times, and it's not just a minority. It's a majority of South Africans that are behaving like this, not a minority.
To Niger, how many Nigerians, do you know how many Nigerians live in South Africa?
From what I gather, the figures are relatively quite low, about 30,000 or so. Some argue that it's more than that, 2 times, 3 times more than that. We don't know. But the official figures is around 30,000, maybe at most 50,000 in South Africa. Okay. Which is only, very small compared to the neighboring countries.
Only a couple hundred is going to come home. They're not going to leave South Africa. That's 100% sure about that.
You might be right about that, but
100% sure. There's no.
It doesn't exonerate the South Africans from being xenophobic. No, sorry, are you saying that? Are you saying that if they don't return back, that means the South Africans are not?
No, what I'm saying.
It doesn't excuse their behavior. Personally, the way I look at it is that Nigerians should not support them. Maybe they should not go and support Mexico. That's taking it a little bit too far, but they should not support them. And on the continent itself, they should do the same thing. Most parts of the continent should boycott South Africa, because if you misbehave, if you are behaving in a way that is bad, can you imagine South Africa and Nigerians supporting South Africa over against Mexico?
Hey,
what are we signaling?
Can you explain?
They should do more to us.
Hey, excuse me. Can you explain why South Africans have this animosity against the foreign Africans or the Nigerians and whatnot? Like, why is it?
I think
psychological.
I think part of it is the level of awareness that they have, and a part of it is the drip feed of the information that they get every day in their own country. They've been convinced with this lie that they are a rainbow nation, when in reality the proportion of Europeans in their country is even less than the proportion of foreigners in the UK. And you don't see the white people in the UK calling the UK rainbow nation. So, but South Africans are bought into this lie, and they've been stratified too. You notice that the people that are actually black in that country, really, if you take by American definition and most of the world's definition of black, they're about 90-something%. But they try to put the coloreds in the middle and say those ones are not black.
230 seconds, I'm going to pass it to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the reason why they feel this way about Africans is part of, if you watch that main news channel, you see that the way they are being fed, they are not being fed the real information about the consequence of what they are doing and how they should be seeing fellow Africans. They see Africans as foreign, while they see the Europeans in their country as one of their brothers. That's the difference. And if you look at the way this in xenophobia works, they tend to attack people that are not part of their culture. They tend to attack people that are of different race. So why is this one quite unique that they are going after black Africans like this? It means the forces driving it are not actually of the black race. So maybe I don't have any clear evidence of it, but because if you look at the patterns around the world, xenophobia is targeted at a totally different culture and a totally different race. And this one is different.
No.
Leave it at that.
All right, let me pass the mic to Nigeria is a fraud. Go ahead.
Nigeria is a fraud. Oh, shit.
Go unmute yourself. Go ahead.
That's funny.
Nigeria is a fraud. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi, guys. How you guys doing? Good evening.
Are you Nigerian?
Well, I'm not. I'm a Yoruba man. I don't believe in the word Nigeria. That's a British construct. I don't fit myself in that box.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you, bro.
Yeah. So pretty much to the point. What the Africans are doing, it's not just the so-called Nigerians that are doing it. I think Ghanaians as well were, rooting for Mexicans and every other African country. And it's quite understandable if you have your people, being killed, being attacked in a country that's supposed to be, like a black nation primarily. I think you get to a point where you break. And this whole stuff did not just happen today. I remember my father, they were deducting from his salary some form of tax so that they can, contribute and give to the South African government when they were, fighting the apartheid regime and all of that. So it hurts quite honestly, and that's what it is. You know, when you attack people, there's a proverb from my place that said you can't beat a child and, you know, tell them how to cry or expect them not to cry. So you can't continue with this sort of thing and you know, not expect the people to react in this kind of way, or you tell them how to react to it. So I think it's South African versus other African countries. And but one thing I also see is that, you know, the so-called Nigerians, they're outside there, you know, in large numbers, not looking for solution to quote unquote their own country, you know, how to build, how to, you know, whatever it is, destroy the whole system. Because I don't believe in the system. My point has always been clear. Destroy the place, let everybody go their separate ways and become, you know, and build their regions, as opposed to, you know, continue to embody the fraud called Nigeria, the British enterprise, where they give us a name, calling us the N-word, the nigger area. That's pretty much the meaning of the word so-called Nigeria, is the nigger area, the very, very wicked name. So I don't really believe in the name, but I also think that Africans are doing well by not, you know, backing up these South Africans.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go right ahead.
Since you're speaking about name, yeah, I understand 100% what you say about the name Nigeria. The state that's called Port-au-Prince.
Yeah, Port Harcourt.
Why do they continue to use this name when I read that this white dude was a pedophile?
That's the point. That's the point that gives me a headache. Like, these people come on different platforms and they try to tell you that South Africans love white people, but they do the same thing. The so-called Nigerians are doing the same thing. You know, they worship white people. They come and they talk tough, but they worship white people. You still have name of pedophiles in your land. Yeah. You still bear the name that British gave you, the derogatory name that British gave you, the nigger area. And you want to come and talk tough about how other people should do in their own country.
I don't think that word is acceptable in this channel.
In this concept.
It's context.
Yes, context.
That's pretty much what it means. So go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, so excuse my French. I would use some other word, the N-word, right? So these people want to come and tell you about the N-word. Okay, like 2 Nigeria just said, he literally just said, everybody else was not doing anything about it, but a woman that is from a particular region that her people were mostly in South Africa came, and that's when they swung into action. Let's assume that she wasn't the person that was the foreign minister, whatever they call her. And then it was somebody else from a different region. Do you think they're going to swing into action? Don't forget that Allen Onyema, the owner of Airpeace, has been the one that's going to be rescuing the so-called Nigerians whenever there is trouble in other country. Like when we had the war in Sudan, he was the person that went there with his plane to bring out the people. Their government don't even care. And still, they keep regurgitating these same lies to themselves.
I think he was bringing them from Ukraine as well.
Yes,
that war broke out.
Yes, the man has been, and their government don't care about them, and they want to come and talk tough about how other people should you know, let's do the country like this. It's a fraud. But if they don't divide it now, I'm
struggling to understand what you are saying, because
I don't care whether you understand what I'm saying or not. People understand what I'm saying.
You should, because you are acting as if just because one side did wrong, let's leave it like that. No, if one side does wrong, you criticize it. If the Nigerian side does wrong, you criticize it too. That is how you solve problems.
Sir, everybody hates you around the world. Everybody hates your Nigerians around the world. They hate them. They are fleeing. They are fleeing. They are fleeing their so-called. Stay in your country since you want to keep it warm.
I will not talk about South Africa. We'll bring about Nigeria.
I don't understand.
Just
because you hate your country doesn't mean you're just
Nigeria first. What are you doing?
Both sides are bad.
What are you doing? You yourself, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't believe in your so-called Nigeria. What will I do?
Let's put yourself. We're talking about this.
I don't believe in
You
your
didn't come here and call yourself any other name instead of
Is
associating
it about
yourself with
Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Are we talking about Nigeria here? Are we talking about Nigeria? We're talking about South Africa.
For somebody that doesn't want to be Nigerian, he's really hogged
They
on
give you
Nigeria.
contract now that you go for corrupt pass.
Namigo first.
You don't want
Who
to be
tells you
Nigerian,
Namigo
don't
first
be
corrupt?
Nigerian. Not be by
We
force.
do not believe in your so-called Nigeria. You cannot continue to
Keep
clinch
it to
on a
yourself.
white man.
Keep it to
You
yourself.
cannot. Please don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt me during your time. That's how you guys are, very erratic.
It's using the
Very
language,
erratic.
using
That's how
the
you guys
intonation,
are.
and he
Don't show
doesn't even know
yourself
what
on this
it is.
platform.
So
You
don't come and
cannot
call yourself
continue.
about Nigeria.
You cannot continue to
corrupt mind.
believe in your white man construct called the
Give
Nigeria.
you $1 million.
You cannot
Give you $1
continue to
million.
believe in your white in
Give
British
you $1 million.
enterprise.
Give you $1 million.
Cannot.
Now
You
you
don't
become
know
the
me.
money.
You don't know me. I'm not as corrupt as you are.
Hey, you guys,
Forget
let's get
yourself.
back to the topic. What's the topic?
All of that corrupt. All of that. All
These
of that
people,
corrupt for mind.
these people don't let
talk
other
about
people
nonsense
speak.
here.
Whenever you trigger,
We're talking
whenever
about
you
South
say something
Africa, not talking about Nigeria.
you can't
No,
tell me what to
nonsense
talk about.
about.
The people that own the platform,
He says that they are trying to
Let him
shut him
finish.
up. Mm.
Donis,
We
let him
talk about
they
South
won't let
Africa.
you speak.
We won't
They
talk
won't
about
let you
Nigeria.
speak. That's how they are. They are
We talk
erratic.
about South
That's
Africa.
how
We
they
won't talk
are.
about Nigeria.
That's
This
how
is not
they are. They
Nigeria
won't let
topic
you
now.
speak. You let the other guy speak, but when somebody else is saying anything that
We're
triggers
talking about
that
South
thing in them,
Africa, not about Nigeria.
you can't tell me what to
Face the
speak
topic.
about.
Leave him, let him finish so that he doesn't make himself sound special. Let him go. Let him just finish his statement.
It's a multifaceted problem. It's not just South Africa. It's a multifaceted problem. There's a reason why you guys are fleeing your land in droves. You're everywhere. As I speak to you now, I'm a Barbados citizen. I live in Canada.
Where are you?
I live in Canada. I'm a Barbados citizen. Airpeace just started
Hold
an airline
on. Which
from
passport?
Airpeace just started an airline from
Let
your
him finish. He's not going to finish anytime soon. You don't want to speak.
Airpeace just
Which
started
passport do you come there?
listen. Let me talk. When is your time? You can talk whatever rubbish comes out from your mouth. Let me talk.
Can't you control your impulse? Come on.
Yeah, because you guys keep interjecting. You guys keep interjecting and you're riling me up. Let me talk. I didn't interject when it was your time.
If you frustrated in Canada, go back to Nigeria.
I don't believe in your so-called stupid Nigeria. I don't believe in it. I already said it. It's in my name.
Talk about other ones.
It's in my name. I don't believe in your Nigeria.
Go to your country. Are you not in Yoruba man? Are you not in Yoruba? Go back to Yoruba land.
Just started and
let him finish now.
They won't let you talk. They will always want to rile you up. Airpeace just started an airline from your so-called Nigeria to Barbados. Come and see the amount of people fleeing. The Barbadians now, they are angry with you guys. Very soon, you see that xenophobic attack that is going on in South Africa. It will start here. Since that's where we are going to. Since you guys think South Africa is small, there will be a 2.0 that will go on here. Since your people won't stay in one place and fix whatever is wrong with that place and divide it so that everybody can go their way and live peacefully.
But why you keep saying you people? You're not there either.
I'm not what?
You're not in Nigeria, right?
No, I'm not.
So why you keep saying you people keep fleeing when you actually do the same thing? I don't understand.
Because I'm a Barbados citizen.
But that's okay. We have I'm from Jamaica, and we have plenty of Nigerians that live in Jamaica.
I know. I've visited Jamaica many times.
Right. So, but I don't say why are you telling them to you don't believe in their country
because they identify as Nigerians. I do not.
Look, Bermond are not talking to this fraudster. This guy just
identify as Nigerians. I do not.
You come in, want to turn it to the
Barbados is not a creation of the British.
What did Nigeria do to you?
Yeah, exactly. Barbados is a creation of Britain.
Is that the Barbados is also a creation of
Trinidad, Jamaica, all creation of Britain.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The difference.
Forget about the difference.
You're talking about an African country for black people, as opposed to an African country that people were forcefully brought into. That's a different concept entirely.
You are angry. I understand.
But they're two colonized region. I don't get it. Both regions were colonized.
Okay,
now and I could understand why you don't like the name Nigeria, but it was colonized.
This guy run everywhere. Give you $1 million contract now, we corrupt it.
Because that's how you are. So you think everybody's like you?
Yeah, no, because you run everywhere. You start blaming where you're supposed to blame yourself.
Because that's how you are. So you think everybody's like you?
Why you play yourself?
Because you're projecting.
Because why don't you stay in your country? Why don't you stay in your country? This guy's a madman.
Say what country? I do not believe in your so-called Nigeria.
Why don't you stay?
I've been saying
Barbados. Why are you not in Barbados?
Well, in Nigeria, we
But
come
you're
from
from
Igbo
Europa
tribe.
land,
Why
right?
you not in your tribe?
Yes, I'm from
Why?
Lagos.
Right.
What,
So if you're from Lagos, you
he's
don't
not
have
from
to stay in
Lagos.
the country.
Bro,
He's not from Lagos,
bro.
he's from Barbados.
Bro, he's
So
not from Lagos. This guy might come from Ogun State or all those place. They go rock all Lagos. They're from
You're
Lagos.
a psychopath
Go
anyway.
back
You
to
have your
your
mouth. You can say whatever it is.
go back to
you
your
are not
Ogun State.
welcome to
Go back
Nigeria
to your
anymore.
Ogun State.
I'm
Go
from
back to
Lagos.
your
I could go back to Lagos
You're not
anytime. I
welcome
go
to
all
You're
the
not from
time.
Lagos. You are not
I
from
go all the
Lagos. You are
time.
not from
When the
Lagos.
majority of you guys are brainwashed,
Oh, so
and
you are
and
saying
you
come
are,
back to Nigeria, eh? Oh, Jesus Christ.
yes, we want it
Why don't you
divided.
remain in
But when the
Barbados?
majority of you guys don't want it divided, and they are chasing you out of South
Go,
Africa, they are chasing you out
go
of
back.
everywhere that you go to. That is the
They're chasing you.
consequence.
How about you? How about you?
See,
I did not chasing you. I did not chasing you.
you know that Nigeria is the most selfless country in the world that you like to badmouth. Nigeria is the most generous country in the world when it considers
Generous in what way? In scamming? In
no,
fraud?
in terms
In
of
deceit?
giving.
Generous in what way? What way are you guys
no.
generous in?
I know you are angry, but these are the facts.
No,
Nigeria
I'm
is the
asking you.
most
In generous in voting a
generous in
drug
terms
dealer?
of giving. In terms of
Generous in
giving.
voting a jihadist?
Hold
What
on.
generous? Generous in what?
terms of giving arms compared
Giving
to
arms, what arms are you giving
hold
that you
on
don't
now.
give your own arms in
I
your
have
own
to
country? Your
disagree.
country is
I
destroyed.
don't think
What
Nigeria
arms?
is
What are you
generous.
It's
talking
actually
about?
a fact.
The
It
statistics don't
sounds
support
crazy,
whatever it
isn't
is
it?
you're
But
mounting.
it's actually a fact. And
We're
let me
talking
tell you
about
something.
Fact on
we're
what?
talking
Give me
about
the statistics. Your
You
country is
see,
in ruin.
I'm telling you, but
Your
you're just
naira is
coming
like
back
one
because you're angry.
US dollar is like 1,300
that is
With
please.
naira.
your
So
Honestly,
what's
feelings, all
giving?
right.
this
What
topic.
But I'm telling
fact
you
are
the
you talking
facts.
about?
This is not my making. These are people that have done the research. They said
No,
Nigeria
I'm
is a
asking you.
generous.
Show us the research. Stop.
You
Anybody
want
can
me
pull up anything
okay,
for
you
their
want to
butt
send me
cheek.
the link? Okay, I will send you
Say
the link
what's the
then.
research.
I will send you the
That is
link.
please.
I'll send you the
I
link.
did come here for this guy topic. This
I
guy
didn't
just
come here for you
coming
either.
to
You're a
blow my
Yeah.
beggar.
mind.
I
Drop
don't
the
have anything to say to you.
drop
Yeah,
the topic.
I'll drop the
Get
link.
back to
I'll drop
get back to the
link for
topic.
the
Kadola, what were you saying, Kadola? What are you gonna say about the South African deal?
Oh, thank you, man. Before somebody start bringing his mental issue to public
Mm.
places, please.
Okay, talk with you. Want talk and close mouth for where they talk. I beg.
Kadola.
I see. You see, South Africa case. It's just because the world didn't know much about South Africa. They are lies. If they could treat and lie about that, their female fighter, I think Mandela's wife, forget her name. South Africa, if people forget, 10 years ago, a Nigerian guy came out and said, even when you drive a nice car, South Africa will say, oh, the guy is driving our car, that we'll have it one day. If you wear a new shoe, they'll say, oh, the guy is wearing our shoe. Why South Africans are from that place, my brother? They are not from anywhere. They moved to that place. When the white South Africa was telling us, when they came to South Africa, they didn't meet nobody there in that land. And the one they come across were these Xhosa people, and they bought that land from them. Also, the Zulus will never be. The Zulus were not even there at all. The Zulus migrate to come and meet them in some certain place. That's how the war started. White South Africans are far, far, far more better than these ones. These ones will never change. I wonder what Nigerians are doing there. What are they really doing there, really? That you prefer to be in that place. People are slaughtering you continuously. These people's mind is different. All the so-called Mandela, Susu Water, Bobeki, these are fraudsters. These guys, when they were read about all African countries, playing to sentiment of other African leaders by giving them money to go back and fight their freedom. Zambia take bullet a lot for South Africa. Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, bullet a lot of money for the cause of South Africa problem. Nyerere, you know,
So you don't take any accountability for what happens. You just blame it all on the South Africans.
Forget nothing about accountability that you be killing people by shooting them in the head.
I mean, are you saying Nigerians have no part in it? They have done nothing.
Hold on. I'm not talking to you. This is about African problem. If you don't want people in your country, you can. It's Donald Trump that is far more vocal on everything. Is he killing them? Is he killing them? Is he shooting them on the head? Do you know what they did to Ethiopian man in his shop? They shot him. Do you know why they killed Lokudube? One of their most superstar in music. They thought he was a foreigner. He was a Nigerian. You don't train animals and let them loose. Then when you want to use them, you use them to do nonsense. You can run them. That's their police. You know, that's what they are police. You get to deport people they don't want in their country. But they don't start releasing dogs from the street to start biting people. You know, this is uncivilized. Carry those arrows and boot. You can do this. When they try this with these white boys, what did they get? They beat hell out of them. You see, people that behave like they're very scared of people that because those white South Africans already told the lesson. If you miss, even the Indians, if you dare come my territory, we will eliminate all of you. That's why they're not going there. You know, when they try to meet the white boys, don't know what the white boys did to them?
Hey, look,
they tied them up.
Look, the same thing you said as far as the South Africans. You said the South Africans are not. Hold on.
If you don't want people in your territory or criminals in your territory, take them, arrest them, because they don't have no power. They don't have no power. They don't have no gun. When you know, you go and check music of other African people. When I was a little child, I hear no Koso. You know, there are people dying in Soweto, Free Mandela. Even this so-called Mandela that came, so they're all fraud. They're all really high level of nasty liars.
Hold on. As far as keep bringing up Mandela, that was 40 years ago. That's a done deal.
You know what I mean? They all high class top liars. And they can, if you meet a South African person, he can lie to you quick.
You ain't really saying nothing.
If you
just babbling, man. You're not saying anything.
Kadola, you're going overboard, bro. You're going overboard.
Look, the same thing you said about how the South Africans are not really from South Africa. They migrated. Like,
I'm not talking about that.
The same rhetoric you say. You say they don't have a right to the land.
There's no madman that just came here just I think you're the second madman about us.
Oh, y'all not really from America.
About you. Nobody cares about you. Don't bring it to you. Don't bring it to yourself.
So you got an imperialist mentality.
No, my brother.
You're being generalized, Kadola.
No, because he's talking about the state also said that we say in South Africa are not Africans and they're not blacks. Look, in the long run, South Africa will suffer this
if they're not originally from that country. What they got to do
in the long run, South Africa will suffer this thing. Just the way we have them to deal with the white people by sanctioning those white people, we will also deal with them also in the long run. This is just once we're able to gather our citizens out of that country, most of their company will be slowly sanctioned off. You get me? You go and check.
They're not going to leave there, Kadola.
In the coming years.
50,000 Nigerians is not going to leave South Africa.
Hold on. That means that's your own problem. That means that's your own problem. That's your problem. What you're doing there. The federal government will declare if you still stay in South Africa, that's your own problem. Whenever you get there, you bear it yourself. Then we start
they're not going to leave. They're not going to leave.
That's their own. Them say don't cry. Don't cry. You are standing.
They're going to leave.
And then we're not. Those apartheid bitches. We're not going to put the black South Africans under them.
Even if they don't return, people have various reasons for staying in the country. It doesn't matter. Nigerian government will take their own action. Ghana will, the Zimbabweans will. There are many countries in Africa that will take action against South Africa right now because they are
Malawi is taking their citizens. Zimbabwe is taking their citizens. Zambia is taking their citizens. Check what happened during the apartheid time. If a white South African man sit in the UN, every black nation in Africa will leave that table.
Y'all not going to leave South Africa. The infrastructure is too advanced to leave.
In reality, it's not going to happen.
You know what?
It will happen, my brother. It will happen. We know how to deal with these people.
Y'all gotta abandon.
They're already beginning to take action against South Africans. Ghanaians are taking action already.
Yeah, but we know how to deal with them
already. It's not about repatriation.
But some Ghanaians is asking for Nigerians to leave there too. Some Ghanaians is asking Nigerians to leave.
Yeah, I know. Ghana is the most xenophobic West
They're a
African country.
parasite
That
to
is
the
true.
system.
We don't see.
Exactly.
We
It
So,
don't.
I
doesn't mean
mean,
they are
Everybody
not
See,
going
wants
to
them to
react
leave.
against
They're a
South Africa. They
parasite.
are still going to react against South Africa nonetheless. Wrong
my,
is wrong, no matter
my
where.
brother. Look, we're not talking about South Africa or whatever. We know Ghana. We know Ghana is hypocrite. We know how to deal with Ghana one way or the other. You know, but Ghana is not killing people. It's not
Exactly.
about people. Not about you asking people to leave your country. Yes, you have right to
People
ask people
tired
to
of y'all
leave your
coming in with
country.
y'all
Ghana is
imperialist
very safe.
mentality,
You
and you just
understand me?
come in to take resources from somebody else. You're not coming to
Which
benefit them.
resources?
they're
Hold
not
on. Which
doing
is
that,
We are
M.
taking
They're
They
not.
all
You
want
just
you to
Nobody's
leave.
doing
Ghana
that,
want you
going
to
M.
there
leave.
to
Ghana
conquer. You
wants you to
just
leave.
conquer.
Everybody
You
wants
just
you to leave.
a black white person.
we are a tiny
Which
population.
resources?
Europeans outnumber Nigerians in that country. What are you talking about? Almost all
Which
Nigerians that
resources?
are in South
First
Africa
of
came
all,
through the airport.
which resources? Which resources are
Yeah,
they taking?
y'all are not
South Africa.
essential. Y'all just coming to take
You
resources.
We are not taking anything.
where you
And
I don't
then
use
what you
concerning
do
words.
is y'all
Where
denigrate
you are
the local
where you have a
population
weak
like y'all
brain.
do us. Y'all have no culture.
They
Y'all
are
have
the
Who
no
do
ones that
what?
take,
education.
they are the ones
Are
that
you
take resources from
The white
Nigeria.
man
hold on, I don't want
brainwash
to
you.
talk to
Taking
this
our
guy.
money from Nigeria.
Hold on. Are you in America for 500 years? Why
What are you
you
talking about?
cry like a baby when you the same time with the white people? You cry like baby. Africa's coming to take your resources when you're there for 500 years. Do you know Senegal, Gambia that live in Nigeria? We don't say they're coming to take our resources.
So
I
you
don't know how
telling me
they can take my resources
Unilever don't exist?
when I
The British don't control
establish in my territory. So
Nigerian oil.
you live in America. You live in America for 500 years. You see, cry somebody taking your resources when you're supposed to be the master of your resources. You're supposed to occupy your resources. So me to say there's something wrong with you. Why is the white people not
No, there's
crying?
something wrong with you.
Africans are coming
Your
to
biggest
Africans
telecommunication
coming
is
to
Hey
take
South
my
look,
country.
African. Your biggest cable
how
network
did
is South
Nigeria
African.
get called?
But you don't
How did you
have
get
any
your
of
name?
those kind of structures in South Africa, you know?
How did you get your
You don't
name?
have any of such structure in South Africa.
How did
And
you
you
get
want
your
to tell
name
them
in
how to
You
Nigeria?
don't get it. It means that South Africa has more to lose. South Africa makes far more money from Nigeria than Nigeria makes from South Africa. What are you talking about? Don't you understand?
Yeah,
don't
I
worry
will
about
cry.
that.
From the large
They
market
have
in Nigeria.
their root in every other African country. It's not only your country. You
We
don't
don't
have any
cry.
such
We don't
investment
cry.
anywhere in the
We
world.
don't cry
But
empty.
You don't
We
have a
don't
state
cry.
because you are leeching on other people.
Zambians are taking that
Because you are
shot
leeching
against
on other
South
people.
Africa too.
Because you are
You
leeching
know,
on other people. You are leeching on other people.
What do
That's
you
what
mean
you do.
leeching on
That's why
other people?
Ghanaians want you out.
So they
Ghanaians
are
want you
leeching
out.
on us
Everybody
now.
wants
So
you
they are
out.
leeching on us too now. They are leeching on us. Are you saying South Africans are
There's
leeching
just
on us?
the biggest mall in
no,
your country is
can you
owned
say
by
like,
South Africans.
hold on.
So their own,
South,
because their
South,
own is not leeching. Our
Okay.
own
sorry,
is
South
leeching.
Africa have 100 and
Because you
something.
hate
Let
Nigeria.
me tell you. Okay, now that
Because you hate
ShopRite, now that the
Nigerians,
owners of
our own is
ShopRite
leeching.
pulled out,
Their own
now
is not
that
leeching.
the owners
Even
of
if they are making more
ShopRite
money from
pulled out,
Nigeria. You
now
see,
that the owner of
the way
ShopRite
you
pulled
think,
out,
your hatred and your condition, it doesn't let you see straight. How are you
Do you know how many
saying the
shop
money
more?
that we are making
Do
from
you know how
them
many shopping mall in
that is
Nigeria?
less than the one that they
now
make
that
that say
from
you're
ShopRite
Africa?
pulled out, now that
Keep quiet for a
ShopRite pulled
second.
out,
Let me get one
that will
sentence
go.
out. They
no,
make
you
more
keep
money from
quiet. Now
Nigeria
that
than we make
ShopRite
from
pulled
them.
out, now that ShopRite pulled out, how have you guys been managing
Shop,
it? Many of their stores
we
are
are
closing
still
up. You
fine.
guys can't manage
ShopRite
nothing.
is
We
still there
have
in
You guys
Nigeria.
can't manage
That is your
nothing.
problem. ShopRite is still there in Nigeria. People are running it just fine. And
we have other
something is going
shopping
to
mall.
happen.
Hey,
A lot of their
guys,
stores have
Go
closed down. A lot of their malls have closed down.
I gotta read this super chat.
I don't know what
Elvis,
you're
thank you for
talking about.
Elvis, thank you for $20. Holla, we are rooting for all black nations at the World Cup. All right, go ahead.
Because you hate Nigerians, you just want to be supporting nonsense.
It does
When it
not
doesn't
hit.
even make sense. You say we are leeching off South Africa.
It does
South Africa is
look.
making more money from
It
us.
does
What
not.
are you
This
talking
guy.
about?
It does not in Nigeria. This guy want to be different. You see, when people want to be different, so they come up to all kind of nonsense. He run to Barbados.
It
He
doesn't
say,
even make
"Oh,
sense.
I'm
If you're
not
making sense, I
Nigeria."
will hear you. You're not
He
even making
run to
sense.
from there. He run to Canada. You see, somehow, you see,
You're a
maybe the
moron. I
code
told
of
you many
Canada.
times. I'm a Yoruba man.
Maybe
I'm a
the
proud
code
Yoruba
of
man. I'll be
Canada.
a Yoruba man till I die.
See, the
I'll be a
code of
Yoruba man till
Canada.
I die.
You mean like Kosoko and Akiye that were fighting each other with
If you want to keep up,
the
if you want to
British?
keep up with your whitewash, you want
know
to keep
that it
calling
was
yourself
this
the N
attitude.
word.
Hold on. It was this
Nobody's calling
attitude that
nobody
brought
air
the
word.
British into
Nobody want to hear
Nigeria.
that nonsense. Go and look for life.
This type of attitude is what brought the British into Nigeria, where two kings were fighting in Lagos, and one of them went and collaborated with the British to come and invade Lagos. This
You're
is
already
this one
collaborating with the British. They own your
that's kind
oil.
of attitude.
They own your land.
Now
They own
you
everything
hate
about you.
Nigeria, but
They
was
own
the
your name.
Yorubas that
You have
first
their
compromised
name.
with the British.
You even have two. You have two Nigeria in your name. You're
You're not talking about
literally
yourself.
proving my point.
Hold on. You say you're a Yoruba man. The people you people sold, your king sold to slavery. Talk about that one first. The white man they take your land. The white man they come and take your oil. The white man they come and change the geographic of your territory. The large size map of your territory see the same way the white man came. Talk about your king. You call yourself Yoruba man.
He doesn't know
Talk about
exactly.
your
He's
king
so
that
proud of the tribe now that
sold
he's selling a
their
lot of
people.
slaves.
Mother
He doesn't
Tinubu
hold
that
himself
control
accountable.
Ogun State that
Are
control
we
Ogun
talking
State
about slave? Are we
and
talking
part
about
of
slave
Lagos.
times now, or
No,
we're
we
talking
will
about
talk
what's
everything.
going on now?
No.
Are we talking about
We will
slaves
talk
now, or we're
everything.
talking about what we
No.
can change now? Are you talking about what you can
No.
change? Like
You
first of
said you
all,
want
No.
like
We will
first of
talk
all,
are willing
everything.
to go back
like
to
first of
Yoruba
all,
that
like
was
first of
old.
all, you
No,
are
we will
Are you
talk.
not
protecting, you
willing
are
to go back to
protecting
Yoruba
No,
British,
we
now?
will
you are
talk
protecting.
everything.
Yoruba
You,
was existing
No.
for the
before
life of
now,
No, we
me,
will talk
for
and
the
you
everything.
life
went
of
back to
me,
Yoruba.
for
So
the
what do
life
you
of
think?
me,
We
you
will
Why are
call
talk.
you
yourself
going
true
back in
Niger. You are
time?
protecting a
We will,
British business
we,
enterprise,
I'm
and
nobody
not
you are here
cares.
talking
protecting a
about South
Nobody
British
Africans
cares.
business,
that
dimwit.
are whitewashed.
Nigerians,
You're talking
okay,
about
hold
South
on.
Africans
Breaking
being
news.
whitewashed,
Hold on, hold on.
and you are
Hold on.
protecting British
Coffee.
enterprise.
Breaking
Can
news.
you not see
Breaking
the
news.
Nobody
delusion? Can
cares.
you not see the
Let
delusion
me
in
give you a
in
news
your
that you don't.
action?
Let me give you a
Nobody
news that you
cares.
didn't hear.
Nobody
Nigerians
cares.
themselves have passed their own constitution. They've decided their own fate after the British left. So when somebody has gone and the people within the country decide that they are going to do this and they are going to do their own constitution, they are going to run their own election and do whatever they want to do, that is not the British anymore. The country you are sitting in right now, that is
Unilever
how
still
nations are built.
controls Nigeria. Unilever is still there. They never left.
It's
No,
not
I
there.
say
Unilever is still there,
leave
but
them to
Unilever
bask
is
in
not
their
the one
delusion.
writing
Listen,
our
it's
constitution.
talking about your
Go
where
and
do
Unilever
you
look.
is not
decide
the
your
one
Go
election? Where
running
do you
the
decide your
country.
election?
go
How did Buhari
go
become president?
go
How
ask
did Buhari become
go
president?
ask
Was he not
what is
Barack Obama?
Unilever.
Was it not Barack Obama? Do you
If
still
Barack
decide your
Obama
fate?
can
Do you still
hold on.
decide
If
your
Barack Obama
election?
can put
Your
Buhari
fraud
in
election? You
office,
still decide your fraud
what do you think
election?
is going
Are
to
you
happen to
joking?
Barbados? If Obama can put Buhari in office in Nigeria, what do you think will happen to Barbados that you ran into? What do you
Don't
think
worry
will happen
about
to
That is
Barbados. Don't worry about
don't
Barbados.
Barbados?
mind
You
Is
that.
ran to
See,
Britain as well.
fries. You are jumping
hold
from
on,
fire
Your
to
name is too
fire.
Niger, but you live in Britain.
Barbados.
Your name is too
Uh,
your name
uh,
is too Niger, but
You see your thing here.
Tunaja,
you live in Britain.
You don't think things through. You just act. You just
Tunaja,
think things. You don't even know why you
Barbados is
chose
about
Barbados. It doesn't make everything you describe
Tunaja,
about
Barbados.
Nigeria.
You don't
Barbados
think
is
either.
worse.
Both of you don't live in your Nigeria,
Everything
you know. Both of you
Tunaja,
don't
everything
live
you
in your
describe
Nigeria.
about Nigeria, Barbados
But
is
you have two
worse.
Nigeria, but you don't live
I
in
don't know what is
Nigeria.
wrong with you.
But you live in
Why
UK.
shouldn't I
Tunaja,
You
live
live
in
in
Barbados
UK?
is
UK,
Even
about
but
Nigeria,
your name is
three.
still
Nigeria
Nigeria.
is still
You are a
currently the name
hypocrite.
of
You are a
my
hypocrite.
country.
There's
No,
something about the name
I'm not
Nigeria.
suffering an
You
identity
are a
You are
crisis.
the
You
hypocrite.
are
one.
the one
There's
that have
something
an
about
identity
it.
crisis. You are
Oh, hold
suffering
on.
an identity crisis. I'm not suffering
I
No, no,
don't.
no, no, no,
I,
no, no. Not
you are the
suffer
one
identity
suffering from
crisis.
identity crisis
He
because
just
you identify yourself with the British
you have
name,
a mental.
Nigeria.
Oh my
Tunaja,
You
God, this
identify
this guy
guy is
have a
yourself with the
mental.
British colony. You are
Tunaja,
the
this
one
no.
guy have a
I'm
mental
suffering.
issue.
suffering identity crisis, not me.
Oh my God, this
Tunaja,
guy
this guy have a mental
is like
issue.
an apprentice that refused to become his own master. Like
He
we have
father
passed that.
he
Don't you
father this
get
tribe
it?
by Nigeria.
Your name is too
He's
Niger.
so
You
father
live in
this
the
he's
UK.
so
That's a
Oh my
he's
contradiction.
God.
so he's so
That's a
father this tribe by
contradiction. Your
Nigeria.
name is
He's the
too
one
Niger. You
coming.
If you're
love your
arguing that
Niger
we
so
should change
much
the name of
that your name is
Nigeria,
too
if you're
Niger, but
arguing
you
that we
live in
should
the
change the name
UK.
of Nigeria, I will hear you. If you say we
I'm
should
not talking
change the
about
name of
changing the
Nigeria, I will hear
name.
you.
I'm not talking about the
So
changing the
stop
name.
going
It
on.
is not working. It is not working.
You
It
are,
is working exactly how
let's face
Britain
it, you
wants
are
it to
ethno
work.
supremacist. That is your problem. You are ethno supremacist. And when you go back to that Yoruba, you
Because
go
I
there
want
and
my
divide
own
again.
nation.
You
Because
are
I
going
want
to
you.
do,
Because I want
you are going
Yoruba
to
people to live without you guys.
what are you talking about? No, your own nation. You never had your own nation. You are busy fighting each other. You go back now, people like you go back and you start doing Ife and Modekeke trouble. You start doing Lome and
Everybody fought each other.
Oyo
Cut the
Wars.
crap.
That's
Everybody
exactly what
fought
you're
each
going to
other.
start doing.
Everybody in Africa had fought each other. Everybody
Oh,
in
look at that.
Africa
No,
fought each other.
you guys
Cut the
were
crap.
specialists.
Tell that
You were
to the
specialists at
morons
it.
that don't know
This your
anything about Africa.
attitude. You were specialists at it. You were so specialist that you invited the British in with this attitude that you have right now. And you don't
Then
even think
forget
this
this
through when you
Yoruba
act.
man. Forget this
You jump
Yoruba
from
man. None
fire
of
to
what you
fire.
talk.
And
So
you
I
go to
invited the
Barbados. Barbados
British
is
in. So
more British
I
than
invited the British in, and
Barbados
the
is more
British took
British than
over your
Nigeria.
land in Edo
What are you
State.
talking about?
Your British took
Barbados is more
British took
busy
over
than
your
Nigeria. What are
land
you
in
talking
Edo
about? I
State.
don't know what.
Are you guys
Why would
joking?
you even go to Barbados? I would have thought you would go to India or something. Yeah, in short,
The
if even India,
population,
maybe
the
you go to
Yeah,
population
Nigeria.
for
why
Europe,
would you?
the population,
Yeah, why would
the
you go to the
population for
UK? Why
Yoruba
would you
land
go
is
to the
about
UK?
the
Since you love Nigeria
population for
so much,
Yoruba
and you
land is
have two
about 80
Nigeria,
million.
why do you go
I
to
would
the
go to
UK?
the UK because even Lenin, the Bolsheviks were in the UK, they were in Germany, they were in before they built their country. Many nations, many people, even the Iran right now that is causing so much trouble for them. Where do you think Iranian and Khomeini they were in France? See,
I beg
people
you.
travel everywhere for various reasons. So stop making you don't think history. Your problem is that you don't think deep.
Tonaja, why you dealing with why you dealing with somebody
don't know
who have a
nothing about
meta
history.
issue?
The first thing that Ibrahim Traore did when he became the president was to remove himself from France. That was the first thing that he did. You are still under the guise of France, for Britain. Britain still control you. They own your oil, they own your land, they own your name. They pretty much own
if
all
you
of
say
you.
that, I can hear you. If you say that, I can hear you. I'm not arguing that point.
Which oil? Hold on. Which oil the British own? If the British own Nigeria, how did Nigeria able to nationalize Mobi and Egypt? If the British own this oil, you see, you put your open mouth and talk nonsense. As what I noticed about people that have meta issue, where they see where to jump into, they will come in and be spreading out their madness.
I didn't want to say it. You are retard. Your first thing is to resort to ad hominem. Your first thing is to resort to ad hominem because you like to attack the personality of people as opposed to attacking the subject matter. The subject matter is that the British still own you. You still pay them. British still own your resources. The Chinese are mining in your land as we speak. They own you too. They own you too. Everybody own you but yourself. And they want to talk about South Africans chasing you out. You want to talk about South Africans being whitewashed? Nobody is more whitewashed than you. Nobody is more whitewashed than you.
Bigger country. You jump from Nigeria to Barbados. You like jumping from fry pan to fire.
Look, Tonaja, if you follow this guy to argue, you start having headache because when you deal with meta people that have meta issues, they don't make no sense. They are very dark.
You are the mental one. You are the mental one. You still have the N word in your name. And you are proudly displaying the N word. You are the mental person, and you want to talk about other people being.
Hey guys, let's get back on topic. Let's get back on topic.
This guy I don't know. This guy just came. He just started bringing about Nigeria. It's not about Nigeria topic. You know,
I was here before you, moron. I was here before you. I was here before you, moron.
Enough with the back and forth with Nigeria. Enough with the back and forth.
These are the problem.
Enough with the back and forth with Nigeria.
Let's get back.
Let me say something. Nigeria is always going to be Nigeria for now. The country's not going to break up, so forget that. Right, that's not going to happen. Right,
you don't know that.
And like Elvis,
you don't know where they went through a brutal civil war. You don't know that.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right? Are you a Christian?
Proud one.
I am. Nigeria. Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we accepted this whitewash version of religion, right? You accepted it. You worship the cracker Jesus. You worship him, right? And we accepted it. Why don't we get rid of that?
Jesus, for sure.
Why don't we get rid of that also?
Yeah, we can.
Because that was forced on us, right? All right. So Christianity is not going to go. It's here, but it was forced on us, right? And it's not going to go away. It's going to be here forever. You accepted it, right? I don't accept it. I was one, but I don't accept it no more. Right? But it's here. It's not going to go away. Nigeria is not going to go away. I wish the name could be changed just to have an African name. Not because the name is Nigeria, but it would be better off with an African name. All right? It's not going to break up. All right? Right now,
the problem is not about name change. The problem is not about name change.
Right, I know that.
There are too many tribes. There are too many tribes that have nothing that has no similarity with each other, coexisting in the same place that they should not coexist. They vote on tribal lines. They vote on religious lines.
All that. What you should do is stay away from Nigeria. You don't like it, so just stay away from it. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You don't like it, so stay away from it. You're a Barbados citizen now. Welcome to the Caribbean, right? And just settle there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You don't like it. You don't like it. So, yeah, but that's how it worked for you because
I don't like the system. I don't like the system. And what I'm out for is that the system should break.
You said
the system should break,
but
so that we go back to how we originally were before British came.
Unless
Well, you are the way you were before the British came. Nobody's taking Yoruba land from you. Your Obas are still there. Your people are still there.
No, but I should not
Tanaja, hold on a
exist in the
second.
same country with somebody like you. That's the point.
You never lived in a country. God, you never lived in a country.
But why are you worrying about? You're a Barbadian citizen. Why are you worrying about it?
Because I'm Barbados citizen, I don't have family. My siblings don't live there. My parents don't live there.
Unless you're ready to take up gun, and spill blood, it's not going to change.
Don't worry, it is going to change. There was already a civil war in 1967.
Exactly. So unless you're ready to do that, are you ready to do that?
And another one is coming. No, it's only a matter of time.
Get your guns ready. Get your guns ready, and ready to spill blood. Then
it will fail again.
If you think that's how you're going to solve it, because that's the only way.
Do y'all know about Yugoslavia? How they were just combined together? I think was it World War I? They created that World War II, and now the whole country don't exist anymore because all of the different people wanted their separation.
Exactly.
You had the Albanians, the Serbians. They didn't want to be with each other.
Yeah, you see, the thing is that out of all the people that want separation from country, let's say there were 100 of them, only about 5 or so actually achieve it. So it's not very common. In the UK now, we have more than 10
it happened in Sudan in 2009.
But that's what I'm telling you now. Let me tell you this. In the UK, they have more than 10 separatist groups. Almost every country has at least 10 of them. But yet, how many of them do you see actually succeeding? That's the point I'm making to you. Very, very few actually succeed.
It's not going to happen, bro.
And even when they succeed, the outcomes are not always guaranteed. Look at what is happening in Sudan right now. It makes no difference. Somali is one tribe. They are basically one tribe. And look at them. They have been fighting each other for decades now.
And not only that, Tanaja, people married into each other. Yoruba marry Igbo, and so forth and so on. But
so much intermarriage.
I married a Bajan. Okay, so I married a Bajan because of that. I get to determine.
The Bajan could have been Igbo from descent.
People marry everywhere. So that means they should bring their so-called Nigerian now and add it to Barbados because I married a Bajan.
If a Yoruba marry Igbo, who are you going to separate them?
You really don't like Nigeria, but it's all right. I think most people when they don't like Nigeria,
because a few Igbo people would come to our land and marry, automatically we should stay one. That don't make any sense. So you don't think the Soviet Union people intermarry between themselves?
See, they've been. You say Yoruba and Igbo don't have similar culture. Do you know that your language is from the same family group?
No, it is not. Cut the crap. No, it is not. No, it is not.
Taka, please let me give you Taka. Let me give just 2 seconds on Taka. I have a friend. He's from Yoruba land, right? This guy, he left Nigeria. We're all together. We all married 4 women. This guy turned away from being Nigeria. I don't know what he wanted to turn to. His wife started getting confused, right? I thought I married an African man from Nigeria, but I don't know what he's turning to. You see, white people, when they know you, they want to know you by your culture. But when you start turning away from there, you want to be like somebody else, right? Somebody else. Then what happened to that relationship? The woman divorced the guy and said, I don't know what you want to talk to. I thought I married somebody that come from a region. And that's the reason I wanted to know you. But it seems like you turned into something else. They get divorced. Now the guy, at a late age, he said, oh, I thought I've settled down. I say, Esho, you do yourself this thing. See, Esho, a Yoruba man name, Esho. That's what we normally call each other, Esho. I say, you do yourself this. I'll tell him, you confusing this woman. You cannot leave a place and you want to burn it down. You thought because anything be given to you is not yours. Even the passport the Barbados give to you is not yours. They will take it back one day if you misbehave. It's only Nigeria that what you have and your Yoruba land, because they can never take that one away from you. Whoever have neither American citizen or British passport, they will come when they say, no, you don't belong. Because they gave it to you, and they can also take it back. So don't say, I'm this is your that. You are not. You are just an auxiliary temporary citizen. Look at Donald Trump, what he's doing. You will want to pack your bag and run home, but you'll be very confused because you don't because you have already burned down where you're coming from. Nigeria is your only country, and you don't have no other country. Try to make it better than fighting against that. Try to destroy.
What you just said
never.
With what is happening in South Africa. Just oppose what you just said with what is happening in South Africa.
Yes, South Africa they have right to drive whoever they don't want to see in their country. But we will talk about stop analyzing them, pack them in a plane, let them go. That's what we're talking about. They are human being. If white people you go to their country, then they don't keep foreigners because they don't want them. They jail them, they feed them, and they put them back to where they're coming from. That's called human rights. It's just about the treatment. Nobody's saying, "Oh, let them stay, let them stay, let them stay." No. Take them out. We will say, "Yeah, if Nigeria, what are you doing there? Leave. If you refuse to leave, and whatever happened to you, that's your own business. Because sooner or later, South Africa will, in a way, be restricted also. You know, but it's a pity that the people who control South Africa economy is the white people, and I don't blame them. They are South Africans. They are not foreigners. They are from there. They are from there because they came there. They didn't meet nobody in that land where they were staying, and we didn't listen.
Stop doing that. If I jump into an area in the US,
it's their land. It's their land. It's their land. They come to a land. They came to a land, and they stay there.
Your matrix as way of claiming land. And
it's their land. It's their land. The British came there fought the Boer from that place.
I don't know why
the British left.
You just try to make sense sometimes. They settle.
No, it's not about sense. It's not about sense. It's not about sense. The Negro.
What are you saying? What are you saying? It's the white people land?
Yeah, that's what
the area the white people occupy belong to them. Right?
No.
Think about America.
No,
it belongs to them.
No.
If that's the case, then why are you supporting? Why are we talking about supporting South Africa in the World Cup when we can support Mexico?
No.
White people own the land.
Hold on. Because we don't support the Negro there. You understand me? We don't, because the Negro, the whole of South Africa support the Negro when they were fighting the apartheid people. That's what I said. You see, I said all this Susu water, those are the elite that came to our African countries. They will be giving a lot of money, but those will never tell their people, other Africans are helping us. They just start pocketing this money. You know, they did tell their people, and the people don't know nothing. And you don't expect them, people don't know nothing, to say, "Oh, you will help us." Well, they didn't know if they really help you. What is the Mobeki that was flying, coming to Africa, they give money to, they never go back and tell other Africans help us. Lecture them. Tell them.
History is
but
not
they didn't do it.
And even those
that's not true. The South Africans appreciated what happened.
Apart from Thabo Mbeki.
You're talking about part of South Africa, Tunisia, part of Black South Africa. There are South African right now. You could go on the YouTube. There's South African right now that is pissed and embarrassed of what's going on.
Yeah, but hold on. But I don't see them protesting. I don't see them protesting.
Hey, can I ask these Nigerians a question?
They might get their ass beat.
If I get 1 minute.
It's only one-sided.
They might get their ass beat.
Let me ask one question real quick, right? So I get what he's saying, that because Nigerians help South Africa during apartheid, they should be able to go there and get some type of appreciation, right? But let me ask this question. That's pretty much the idea.
Don't create a straw man here.
But forget that.
Nobody's saying that, bro.
But forget that. It makes sense because they probably should have some appreciation for that. But let me ask this. What did Nigeria do to help us in America to justify millions of them over here benefiting? Like, if that same logic, like because you helped somebody when they was going through oppression, like why do you feel you should be here and getting all these resources? You didn't help us do anything.
Bro, you make no sense, man.
I'm saying, like, okay, they always mentioning apartheid, they helped with the British and whatnot, and therefore, Africans are ignorant. But with that logic, you might do have a claim to some of that if you did help them during their oppression. But at the same time, we have the same idea of Nigerians, not all of us, obviously, but a lot of us, because it's not because of what y'all did or didn't do. It's because of how y'all carry yourselves. Y'all have this superiority aspect, this esque, and you like imperialist. You come to side with the white people. You come and you isolate yourself from the natives or us, or you probably do the same thing. You look down at them. And people see that you talk, they got no culture, they're ignorant, you're always denigrating them, and people take offense to that. We thought we was friends, and now we see you just another white person with black skin. You Oreo cookie, so you got to go.
I think what most people perceive as Nigerians acting like.
Why do y'all go there with this disposition that you just hide the giant of the world, this royal regal? And you haven't done anything to deserve that. You haven't been like a king is a servant.
Because you're looking down on.
Like you look at Princess Diana, right? She used to always go to these African countries and serve these people. Or if you got the Pope, I ain't talking neither here nor there. You know, we know the history, but when he go to these countries, he kissed their feet. Like if you this high and mighty person, why are you not serving these people? Why are you not trying to build these people up? Why are you looking down and always disrespecting and rubbing people the wrong way? If you so high and mighty and so royal, you should be serving these people.
Looking down on Nigerians. The Nigerians that you see in America.
Nobody's looking down at Nigerians because nobody's really going there like that.
Let you understand why I think you are looking down on Nigerians. Because the Nigerians, many of the Nigerians you see in America, they are often upper class Nigerians. They're often middle class Nigerians, people that are actually relatively well off. So when they come to West America, you expect them to bring themselves down to your level.
If you a royal person,
hold on, let me finish.
If you so high and mighty, go ahead.
Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying so you understand. It's not because I'm saying you are misunderstanding what you are seeing in America. When those Nigerians show up in America, I can bet you when they meet Americans that are well off, black Americans that are doing very well, they will treat them with due respect. You see what I mean? Because there is a class thing. It's not a snobby thing. It's a class
you don't really understand what I'm saying. Apartheid is very similar to Jim Crow. We was under like Nazi Germany, and we had to defeat that. So when you Africans come here, I ain't gonna say it like that. Let me take that back. When those people that you mentioned, these high and mighty or upper class Nigerians come here, they act as though it was always like this, and they don't even appreciate or respect the people that made it like it is, so they can walk around with freedom and go to any store, and they don't even show any type of they don't even donate or build anything. But they don't even. The least you could do is just be nice. You know,
they've been working with the British forever.
They haven't really done anything to bring this country to what it is, and they acting like they did.
I'm trying to get you to
understand. You acting like we did all this fighting for you to come over here and take all the benefits.
Before you start listing slogans, those Nigerians you're talking about, they are used to dealing with face to face with the Europeans. They are already used to them. They was in
the oppression of colonization until Queen Elizabeth just gave them freedom. They didn't fight anything.
My point, no, they are not fighting. No, it's not fighting. I'm not saying fighting. They are collaborating with them. They are basically traitors to us.
That's what I'm saying.
Collaborating with the British and all. So when they come to
the
West,
traitors to us
don't be surprised they are doing the same thing. That's what I'm trying to let you know.
Bro, let me tell you the truth. The people that come to America, they're not middle class and not high class. These are people who found a way to study. Sometimes the government gives them scholarship. Depends if you're smart. People that come to the United States way back, and this are 70s. My father was one of them. My father is from a poor family. My dad died as a farmer.
A minority, come on.
No, because we have to say the truth. People that come to the United States, sometimes the government sponsors some of them to go to school.
Yeah, some of them, but majority of them are well off. Let's not pretend.
The few of them.
Not the ones that drove to New York. They all poor.
Yeah. The other thing is when you come to a place. When my dad came to the United States, let's just be honest. He didn't talk much about Black America. He just said they're not really welcoming like that. That my dad have to make a Mexican man his friend. You know, his friend, his best friend. You understand me? But because he was going to school and the white man become his mentor, he have his PhD and he left. You know what I'm saying? So when you put on roast people, or when you put on white people,
that shows a lack of intelligence. You use your anecdotal experience to try to generalize a whole population because you had a bad experience.
It's not about generalizing. It's about you live there. Look at other Africans who want to come close to the Black South Africans to teach them business because the white people cut them off for business, how to trade. What happened to those Africans that tried to come to the Black people in South Africa? Is they're analyzing them, robbing them, and
you talking about now or 30 years ago? What are you talking about?
No, now. I'm talking about the Black South Africa
that culminated over 30 years of Nigerians or whoever just been
about other Africans,
you know.
by other Africans teaching them how to do business and coming to them, close to them. What did they do to them? They hammering them with hammer. Let's assume you stay in the United States, you've there for 500 years, right?
Let me ask you this.
Hold on. When Africa comes to your country, they don't see your grocery shop. They don't see anything be established by that. They can come to infuse to know what is going on.
They also don't. You just said y'all they going to South Africa teaching things. Like they don't even come here teaching things or building things. They stay to themselves. They don't teach business. They don't teach their skills to us. The Arabs over here don't teach us Islam.
Why you say that, M?
Say what?
Why you say they don't build nothing or teach anything? They have
he just said. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they have plenty of doctors, engineers.
That's for themselves.
Builders.
He just said that they go and teach.
Is Nigerian, man.
He said they go and teach. They say they go and teach South Africans business, right? Usually, a lot of these Africans come to HBCUs and get doctorates, or they become PhDs out of our schools. What I'm saying is, they not coming here and teaching us anything. They get the education. Like the guy Tinubu, he went to Chicago State and dipped off. Now he the president of Nigeria. He ain't gave nothing back to that neighborhood. And I ain't gonna say that, but the neighborhood he went to school in, he's a president of a country and he ain't really doing nothing for that neighborhood.
But he was a fraud.
But regardless of that, it's not just him. He just mentioned that they go to South Africa and they teach people business, right? And they teach you not, because if you were doing it on there, you would be doing it here. And people wouldn't be trying to get rid of you if you was a blessing to a country. Why would they want you gone if you helping people? It doesn't really add up.
Yeah, but they do help them because
then why they want them gone though if they helping them? Like I know a lady. She go to South Africa all the time, and she go and when she goes, she always volunteering, right? She always volunteering in hospitals. And they do not want her gone. Like she told me about the years ago that they was, but they were saying the Africans' disposition. It's not like they coming to be like they not even coming to really socialize with the people like that. They about themselves. They about their own self.
They have a lot of the black South Africans have problem with everybody, including their next door neighbor.
Regardless of that, if you know people got a problem. And they got a sickness. Why are you not trying to help people? Why are you going there to try to exploit the problem? Oh, they got the opportunities, so get them. Let me get the jobs. Let me get the resources. How you think they're gonna sit back and look at that?
Bro, let me. I think you get to misunderstand. Look, look in Nigeria, right? Let me use the education system. When the Indians came to be like experts in teaching and all this in Nigeria. Right? Nigeria also went to Kenya to bring some lecturers also for Ghana. But what happened later? Nigeria trained their own people, right? They said they go to business. When Nigeria trained their own people, they asked, we cannot start paying you expatriate money. We want to start paying you the normal salary of the country, right? Those people, the Indians refused, then Nigeria asked them to leave. If in Nigeria, if you do the business in my territory, right? I will make sure I learn that business, what you're doing and everything. I will also establish mine. That's called competition, right? That's called competition because competition is allowed. And in South Africa, you say taking their resident job. In South Africa, what I found out is that they can easily revoke your residence permit and your working permit. And the Nigerians that are there, they don't even go to the job center to get a job. You know what I'm saying? And this one's a crazy job for themselves, like hair salon, barber salon. And with South Africans are not even doing because they receive it social. Every month the government is paying them social amount of money just to sit, just more or less not doing nothing. I'm not talking all of them. The other ones that went to school, they're also doing well for themselves. But if you want to learn, you have to learn from people that already have this mindset, how to be entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? So you don't just the thing you also see them for the diaspora coming to Africa is the Caribbeans that are very entrepreneur, even in Gambia and other places. I'm saying now, you know, so let's just in a way say, okay, if you say, okay, these people now, we get enough of people, come and leave. It will be very, very good. We're not against South Africa asking people to leave their country. It's a normal thing. It's happened everywhere. But let's do it in a way pick them out, deport them, and
I mean,
that's allowed. That's allowed.
They probably should
Deport them.
send a delegation there and try to work it out with the government and try to change their
They are
image,
doing that right now. They're doing
as
that right now.
opposed to try to just accept being deported. But I think the people, it's like us over here, we have a certain culture, Southern hospitality. It's like we actually accept them of people, and it's like I think it comes back from the Underground Railroad when people was running from slavery, and you had to, wherever you was at, you was able to go in the person's house, and then you get quarters and money, food, and continue your journey. So that kind of became part of our culture, right? But everybody don't have that. So I think a lot of times, like one of the first places in the world, like this modern world we living in, they came here and started dealing with us, and they probably think everybody's like that. But everybody don't have the same history, like being runaway slaves and like running for your life. And wherever you go, you have to be able to accept people and have people from the people chase you down. What they call them, the slave catchers. Well, our culture is that's what our culture evolved to that. And they just know them the Southern hospitality. Like, we welcome you in, you come in, whatever you need, you get treated well. But I think people need to try to develop something like that and have like a code of conduct and a foreign policy. Like when you go to a foreign country, you probably should have some type of consideration like that. Don't overstep your boundaries. But we have a lot of that in our culture. People say we ain't got no culture, but it's like a lot of nuances like that, you know.
Bro, you people have a culture. You people cannot survive without a culture. Black Americans have their
people
own
are
culture.
telling us we got no culture.
Who's saying that?
Why would you listen
that?
to nonsense like that?
Who's saying that?
Nonsense like that.
The Africans be saying it on the internet. You have no culture.
Don't listen to those frauds. Don't listen to those people.
My guy, you don't listen to people say you have your own culture. That's how you people surviving. You know what I mean? You need a culture to survive. No matter what it is, without a culture, you can't survive. Your worldview, the way you think, the way you arrange your society is different. You know what I mean? You know, so you need a culture. Another culture you develop over there, or culture you brought there.
I think culture has different ways of looking at it. I think when people say they don't have culture, they are basically saying you don't have a very old culture or something like that, and which is not true too. Because if you look at the Europeans today, the other day I was listening to this European lady. She was sounding very, very, how do I put it? Like she was lost at the same time, but the way she summarized it was very interesting. She said, we are a people without a culture, with a lot of money and power in our hands. And this is what happens to them, because we forget that they themselves, their society was totally transformed because of modernism and whatever they've created now. That is not their traditional way of life, where they sing and, you know, their traditional, like stuff.
They learned everything from black people. Everything.
Let's not go down in that direction. I'm trying to say something here about their own culture, how cultures change. And this is why Kidola is right to say that the African Americans have a culture. You can't expect it to be the same as the same African culture. Like you said, you had unique experiences that you had to form different ways of surviving. You see what I mean? So African Americans have their own culture. Anybody that tells you that they just play joking around, and if in reality, let's face it, the countries and the people that are doing the best today, they are the ones that often moved and changed. The Chinese that you see today are not the Chinese of old. The Russians that you see today are not the Russians of old. They've changed. Many of these cultures, the Europeans have changed. You have to move forward in life. And some of Africans, like you see the Yoruba guy that came here was like, oh, you keep hogging back to the past. You forget that most people that are advancing in the world today, they've transformed themselves. As a matter of fact, the Chinese made a point of it, of transforming themselves. They talked about going after the four olds, all the four old things that they used to have before. They went after it to change it, and look at where they are today. So I think the idea that anybody says that an African American doesn't have a culture, then that person doesn't understand what life truly is all about. You know, life is changing and everybody has to evolve to it. There are new cultures emerging every day.
They have their own culture. They live in their own culture. They have their own food. If you live with them, I happen to have a stepmother that is Black American from Florida. You know, she's have her own culture. I have brothers, they take some of the culture from their mother. I don't see any culture. They have a culture. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to say
And
is,
not only that, they have cultures within culture because the southern culture is different from the northern culture, and so forth and
I
so on.
mean, yeah, that's
And
what I
Africans
just
are
trying
very
to say.
stubborn. Africans are very stubborn. They want to hold on to the old ways. And I watched the documentary where this guy was talking about, our languages and everything. We have to hold on to it because it's a storage of history. Yeah, keep holding on to it. Others are busy evolving. What if that thing you're holding on to is holding you back from dealing with the challenges of today? You have to be careful about holding on to something.
No, so what are you saying? Are you saying that we shouldn't hold on to languages? Is that
I'm
what you're
saying
saying?
that I'm saying that because the way he was putting it was that things that are of old, we should hold on to it because it's memory. Yeah, just because it's memory doesn't mean you should hold on to it.
Yeah,
Because there are things that are more important than memory. Surviving.
but there are things that are part of us that were developed over time that formed the kind of our identity as a people. For
You see, that's
example,
your mistake. That's your
no,
mistake.
that's not a mistake. For example, like the
you're making.
language, the Chinese that you made reference to, they didn't
Yes.
abandon Mandarin
Nobody says you should abandon your language. I didn't say you should abandon your language.
I know, but that is a very vital part of the
of course you can
our
maintain your language.
identity as a people.
Away your language. My point is that Africans generally are stubborn. They don't want to alter their identity. They feel like even when they have a new identity, they don't want to recognize it. That's the weirdest aspect. They want to recognize the pre-colonial identity only. When in reality, most people have changed. Europeans specifically. That's why sometimes even Europeans are accused of not having culture. But they have to. They had to evolve. They couldn't stay where they were, otherwise they would be in big trouble right now. And the same thing with the Chinese, the same thing with the Russians.
The Europeans have a culture. I live with them. They have a very strong culture. They have their own culture.
Not that strong, I can assure you that. They've changed from what they used to be before. They've changed massively from what they used to be before.
And do you think they don't see a problem with it? Why is there so much anti-immigrant sentiment going on in Europe now? One of the major reasons why there's a lot of anti-immigrant sentiment going on in Europe now is because they feel like they are losing the grip of their culture. They feel like the immigrants are not integrating into that culture that they have, because your culture is your identity.
Not integrating. We can never fully. We can never integrate fully into their look. We can never integrate fully into their culture because it's not your culture. Culture that is not for you, you cannot not fully integrate it into it.
But let me make this clear. See, Christianity came into Europe and wiped out most of their cultures. Christianity is not their culture, and they put laws to tell them not to even marry a third cousin or something like that. Their culture was wiped out. Many of them complain about it. You don't hear them because you are not paying attention to them. They complain about it too, that they've lost touch of whom they were. But the only thing that is consoling them right now is because they feel like they're also very, very powerful and very, very wealthy. That is what is consoling them. They know they've changed. They are not who they used to be before. If you look at the Americans now, the Italians and all the rest, they've all blended their culture now. They don't even see that. They hardly see themselves as separate anymore because of how they've had to blend. It doesn't mean that they've given up their Italian language or their Spanish language and all the rest. And this is how you evolve, because the world changes. And if you don't change with the world will leave you behind. That's how the world works. It's always been like that. And we as Africans, we have to learn that if you want to keep your culture, keep the most treasured part and evolve to deal with the challenges that you're going to face today and tomorrow.
It's not about Black people are not patient enough among themselves. We are very intolerant among ourselves. That is the problem. A white man a British man can easily live with a French man, even when they have differences. They find a way to manage themselves, right? The white people that came to South Africa, they all from Netherlands? No, they all mix with French and everything. And if you check the way they recruit people that went to South Africa, is the Dutch that recruit the French. You know, they were recruiting one young man to one young girl together. That's how they recruit thousands of them, and they just went on the boat to South Africa. You know what I mean? So we don't amalgamate friendly too much like the way they can put aside their differences and fought for one purpose. You know what I mean? Rather, we hate ourselves a lot.
But let me ask them, Kadolo. In Nigeria, right? they have a lot of different people from different countries live in Nigeria. I've never seen them trying to remove anybody before. At least I never heard of it.
Nigerians are not xenophobic. They're not.
Nigeria doesn't have that time, because
you say what? You say
Nigerians
they are not what?
naturally xenophobic.
Oh, are you joking? Have you
Against
forgotten about
foreigners,
Ghana must
yes.
go? Have you forgotten about Ghana must go?
Ghana must
Yeah,
go
but
was
they
mostly
had
a
the same
tit
thing
for
with Ghana.
tat.
Had the same
It was
thing.
a tit for tat thing. It was a we
It
didn't
was
do
the
it with other
reverse.
people. Yeah, but it was a tit for tat. They were trying to retaliate.
Yes,
against
they
people like
retaliate.
us.
my brother, Ghana must go happen only in Lagos, because it's a close border to Togo where they can easily
And
go there.
to be fair, that's how
Apart from Lagos,
But that's a long time ago, bro. That's a long time
very
ago.
long time. Apart from Lagos,
Because the reality is that no other country is trying to come in mass into the geographical space as they are trying to go there in mass.
They have tens of thousands of other people there. Tens of thousands.
No, I'm not saying that there are not a lot of people coming in. People always migrate for migration reasons. But they're not coming. But you don't have. Okay, for example, I live in Canada, and then you have a lot of Indian people coming into Canada. That is noticeable. It is easy to pick that apart compared to, a few thousand people coming to a place where they have about 220 million plus people in the country, where it is noticeable.
Well, so how much Indians in Nigeria?
They don't keep statistics. They don't wait. They are going to
800. There's about 800,000.
My brother, if you come to Nigeria,
I doubt they are up to. I doubt they are up to that amount.
That's what Google. That's what Google says. That's what
forget
Google
about
says.
Google. People that don't have sensors, are they going to know the people that don't have sensors? That don't know who is coming in?
They're going to know the Indians that are in the country. They have to fly with visas.
Don't they have to fly with visas and all that?
You think everybody fly with visa? Some people come from
India. From India.
You think
from
everybody?
India?
Some people fly. The border is as porous. The border is as
India.
porous.
From India.
Listen, the border is as porous can be. Some people can fly through to Ghana. Some people can fly through to Ghana and just walk into the border. Some people can fly into Benin Republic.
What is your I hear your argument when you say that because Nigeria population is high, even if 1 million people or 2 million people walk into Nigeria, we will not notice it. I think the bigger aspect is that because Nigeria is so diverse, if people from other African countries come in, Nigerian cannot tell whether that person is a Nigerian or not, except that person says something. Like
I don't agree with you because you can pick an Indian apart from West Africa.
I know. I'm talking about Black African. To be fair, Black Africans
look at the place that Indians dominate the most. The place that Indians dominate the most, at least where we can agree that Indian has, give or take, let's say if you have about 100 Indians, you have about at least 70 of them in that location. Is in Ilupeju. Go look at the population of Indians in Ilupeju. I'm not even sure those people are up to 7,000. Talking about 80,000. 80,000 is a lot of people,
800,000. 800,000.
No, 800 is impossible. That 800,000.
That's not impossible.
I'm telling you, it's impossible that 800,000 people would be Indians would be there. That it would not be noticeable.
But that ain't nothing.
No, it's
800,000 ain't nothing.
800,000 is a lot of people,
800,000 is nothing.
No, 800,000 is a lot of people. Look at a football stadium. Look at an average football stadium. When I say football, I'm not talking about American football. I'm talking about soccer.
Yeah, but do you believe that it's up to 50,000? I'm looking at 50,000.
No. I don't think it's up to 50,000. 50,000 is too much.
Nah, man, you're wrong. So then we shouldn't believe nothing on Google ever again.
There is no census.
You heard what I said.
Even the so-called Nigerians, that they say they are 200 plus.
Come on, man. You're making up stuff.
Hold on. Even the so-called Nigerians that say they are 200 plus people, we don't even know what the actual numbers are.
Actually, we do. You see, hold on. Actually, we do. You see, there are ways you can extrapolate.
How do you know? You've not conducted a census in 2006.
First of all, you go through number of this thing, BVN.
Six census
BVN is associated with bank accounts.
How many people have a BVN?
Okay, hold on. So that you know what I'm saying now.
You don't get a birth certificate.
Not even 20% of your nation has BVN.
You're not listening.
You don't get a birth certificate when you're born in Nigeria?
You can buy birth certificate anywhere.
Man, you're too negative, bro. Come on now.
No, I'm not negative. I'm telling you can buy birth certificate.
Man.
I'm telling you, hold on. The people that have birth certificates in that country are less than the people that don't have, are less than the people that
don't want to hear the answer. You can know the population of the country if you have the birth rate and if you have the bank account. You know the adults in the country.
How do you know the birth rate when most of the people live in rural areas that don't have health care?
Bro, like I said, you don't like Nigeria.
No, I'm not talking about whether I like it or not. I'm telling you what the reality is.
You're lying now. You're lying. You can't lie.
I'm not lying. A census has not been. Hold on. Let me explain it to you so in a clearer term. A census has not been conducted since 2006, and even the 2006 census that was conducted, my sister was part of the census that was conducted in the north. Now, the one that was conducted in the north, you go to a place to conduct to count the number of people living in a house. A man comes up and say, "Oh, because of a religious reason, you can't count women. There are 3 people inside the house, and that's it. Plus me 4. That's it." And they go by their words.
Okay, let me ask you very short questions now. Do you agree that BVN is unique in Nigeria?
I accept that it's unique, but less than 35% of people in that country have BVN.
Let's not stretch it. They just one at a time. I'll just be asking so that we get to it somewhere. You agree BVN is unique? So
yes, I agree.
If I tell you now that, and generally BVN is generally held by adults, am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. Even
number. Okay, now if they told you today that the number of BVNs in Nigeria is around 67.8 million, what would you make of that?
Let me explain that discrepancy for you. Now, it was discovered. Don't forget that in the 2000 election, people from Niger registered for voters card and they voted in the election.
But that's not BVN.
No, hold on. How do you get a vote? How do you get like a voters card without having a BVN or NIN?
Because you could go and you do fraud and
exactly my point. If people from Niger, people from Benin Republic,
BVN. Are you telling me
if people from no. How can you get BVN? If you have a voter's card, you can get BVN.
Talking about the people that regulate BVN itself are saying they have fake BVN. The people that do fake registration is because they actually use individuals that didn't actually participate in the election. Like somebody that doesn't want to vote, they go and use their name to go and vote. That's
wonderful. I'm telling you that if you can get a voter's card as a citizen, then you can get a BVN. There was discovery. Hold on. There was discovery. I saw this one myself personally with my eyes. People coming from Benin Republic through the Badagry border to get an NIN number. NIN number is harder to get than BVN, you know?
Actually, BVN is harder to get. You have to present a lot of documentation to get.
NIN is harder to get than BVN. Go and check because NIN is the national number. NIN is the national number. BVN, you can get BVN from your bank. You can get BVN from your bank.
You have to submit a passport, fingerprints, and all the rest, and then they have to ask you specific questions because you're about to open an account.
Don't you literally need to get all of those things before you get a bank account?
That's it. No, that's what you need to get. But my point is that NIN that you are saying is easier. They don't need all that details. They just need you to be in Nigeria.
So if you can, one of the criteria of getting the BVN is that you have an NIN. So people that are getting the NIN, certainly they can get the BVN. It's like getting a social. It's like in China that we call it social insurance number. In the United States, I think it's social security number.
Let's not label that point. You are trying to undermine the credibility of BVN to say that 67 million is not accurate. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because you don't have a record. Because the census has not been conducted since 2006.
Hold on. What if those BVN are associated with an account? Are all those people foreigners?
A lot of foreigners are coming in. A lot of Nigerians are coming in. A lot of Chadians are coming in.
Okay, let's say those Chadians and those foreigners are now Nigerians. They are living in Nigeria. They belong in Nigeria. They have BVN. They are not because they have NIN. They are Nigerian citizens. So now they are in Nigeria. So if you have 67 million of them, what do you think if you want to extrapolate the population of the country? Because generally, 67 million, they are adults. How many children would you say every adult in Nigeria has minimum for you?
But but that's not how you are going to
calculate it. I'm asking you a straight question. On average,
but that's
how many children would an adult have?
But still, that's not.
Now,
that's
he
not
doesn't
the
want
point.
to answer the question because he knows he's going to get to the population of Nigeria.
No, I'm not going to get to the population if you have, let's say, 60 million people.
I'm asking you a conservative question. On average, how many children do adults have in Nigeria?
Let's say there are people that don't have children. So you can't calculate it like that. You can't give an estimate. I'm not telling you all of them on average. I don't want to put it like that because you can't give an estimate of a number that you don't have an accuracy to it.
Okay, listen, how many children do they have? Somebody else is on the panel. You have to let that person speak. There's a new person.
I just wanted to get him to admit to the fact that the population is not fake.
Yeah, but enough. Okay, it's back and forth, bro. He don't like Nigeria and that shit. So Baba Liquor should speak.
No, I was just listening to your BVN and all.
What you speak
and all this stuff.
No, this is back and forth.
You become the moderator now, huh?
No, I'm just saying to speak because he doesn't like Nigeria, so don't stop answering.
It's not about I don't like the place. I know people that say stuff. It's not about. That's the problem. It's not whether I like it or not. I'm telling you that a census has not been conducted since 2006.
Okay,
but I'm trying to help you get to the number yourself.
No, but you can't tell me when you don't know the actual number. You can't tell me when you don't know the actual number.
I asked you how many children does an adult have. You don't want to answer it because the moment you answer it, you know the population of Nigeria.
It's inconsequential. Let me say the average adult have 5 children or 4.
4. You see that 4 times 60 is what?
Okay, 4 times 60 will give you what? 4 times 60 will give you 220 million?
240.
Okay, 240. And they're telling you that they have 214 plus 220 million.
Yeah,
so
right
we're already
now,
arriving.
The estimate is that we are 230 million right now. The world population, this is census, is saying that. So you don't necessarily need to count every.
So you don't think 10 million? You don't think 10 million as an estimate? You don't think 10 million as an estimate is a large number? How many people voted in the election?
Actually, it's a large number. I'm not saying it's not a large number.
Okay, so we don't know. We're just going
what's the difference?
Yeah?
My thing is, what's the difference? There's a lot of people in Nigeria. What's the difference?
The difference is if you can pull off 10 million off your butt cheek, then you can as well remove those same 10 million. You might as well say, okay, the whole population is 100 million. For all we know.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
We can say
it's not reasonable to do that. It's not reasonable because you have
now you're being ridiculous, bro.
I'm not being ridiculous. I'm not being ridiculous because hold on. I'm not being ridiculous.
Are you saying there's 100 million people in Nigeria? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on, because even during Buhari time, there were people that they were paying pensions that were dead already. There were people that they were.
Are you saying there's about 100 million in Nigeria? Is that what you're saying?
It could be. We don't know. It could be 20 million for all we know.
You're joking. Now
it could be 20 million for all we know. It could be 5 million.
A joke now. You're turning into a joke.
No, it's not a joke. What I'm saying is that we do not have a figure. We are only pulling up statistics that came from thin air. We don't know what it is.
No, it's not thin air. I just gave it to you. It's accurate. It's relatively accurate.
From Google, when charges are coming in.
From banks that make a business of making money, they have to count the people that have accounts.
Do you know how many ghost? Do you know how many ghost accounts exist in that place with fake BVN?
Bro, there is nothing you're gonna believe in Nigeria. Unique. So what's the difference?
I will send you a sat. I'll send you a sat. Don't worry. Continue. Let me find it out. I'll send it.
All right.
Let somebody else talk.
Baba Liquor, Baba Liquor, you gonna speak?
Yeah. I want to say I just see a news on France Macron talking about in fact he's going to take action against Mali if they don't let go their spy. I think France should have been do that before, a long time ago. It take too long now. Why he want to go on now because they give him 20 years? He been in jail. He should have been going.
What type of action? What type of action he's going to take?
Well, that's why. Well, it had to be military action. That's what he said. He said he's going to take serious action.
Yeah,
and serious action means military action.
If he send his people in there, they're all going to die.
Well, yeah. Well, I've been waiting for them to go, so I can't wait. You should have been sending them. You know, France, Macron, and these Westerners like to do what they want to do in people's country, and when people take up and do what they're supposed to do, the right thing, they want to bully other countries, bully them. You know, and they need to stop. It's time for these things that they're doing need to stop.
No, they don't need to. They don't need to stop. They need to be stopped.
Well, that too. They need
That's
to
the
be
difference.
stopped.
So they could go ahead. They could go ahead and do it.
Babu, are you Trini or you're Guyanese? I like the accent.
I'm from Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of Indian there too. Probably almost 50%.
Yeah, I know Trinidad. I used to visit there, Port of Prince, Port of Spain.
Yeah. We have a lot of Trini there too. So I'll be back. My wife is Jamaican, so I'll be in Trinidad and Jamaica all the time. So I'm back and forth. Yeah.
That's funny. Cause my father's from Trinidad.
Oh, okay, great.
Although my I was born and my mom is Jamaican.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but back to this France Macron bullshit.
Yeah.
If Macron, if you want to send people in there, then go ahead and send them.
Yeah, but you know he's desperate right now, Tahanka. So I believe he's gonna do something. Because France, I'm watching the news. I'm watching France news and they're talking about France is going in how much debt every day. So they're desperate, man. They're gonna try to do something.
Falling apart. The whole of Europe is falling apart, bro.
Yeah, they're already begging for the planes to come back into Mali, Burkina Faso.
The whole of Europe is falling apart.
You know, so I just want to say, and on the census thing, Nigeria is a fraud. I think you're wrong. If you got to go with some kind of census or some kind of Google to know how much people. At least, yes, sometimes there will be wrong, but at least there will be around that figure, right? Normally, the census will be kind of around that figure. It might be off, but it doesn't be that much off. But you know,
even the census here is not 100%.
But that's the point. The census has not been conducted since 2006.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but how far off could that be? How far off could that be?
Even the census were not conducted well. That's another issue.
Hold on. Nigeria is
not conducted well here either, bro. Right in America, it's not conducted well.
Nigeria is about 430 million. Up to today, average home of a Nigerian parents and the child is about minimum average is 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 6. If you go to the rural area, they're burning like it's even in the city, they have 3, 4. If you go to the rural area of Nigeria, they have 7 children. You know what I mean? You know, so Nigerian population, if you can even say it, it's large. You can become a billionaire. Depends what you're selling. People are buying a time in Nigeria.
I mean, Lagos alone got about 25, 22 million. Just Lagos alone.
It could be more. It could be less.
It could be more.
You could be very. Then almost about 30 million of Nigerians live abroad. You understand me?
Let me tell you something. Do you know that in 1952 or thereabout, they conducted a census, and then it came out later that the British said that the census that they conducted was fraud.
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
Look, that's when nobody wants to...
I thought you hate the British.
No, I'm telling you pretty much.
Now you believe them? I thought you hate them.
No, hold on. What I'm saying does not anchor on what the British, whether I hate or I like them. What I'm pretty much saying is that there was a fraud that was done then. So who says that fraud does not sustain?
So let me ask them: all the illegal aliens here in America, do you think they're counted?
No, I'm not saying they're counted, but at least there's an idea. There's an idea.
Exactly. So the same thing with an idea.
Look, Nigeria. Look, I understand what this guy talking. My mother was a census because she was a teacher. My mother ran the census also, even during the time of Obasanjo. But what they talk about fraud is in Nigeria, typical head of a family will never tell you. Sometimes you can have 5 children, they will say you only have 2. Then when they start doing this census, they start already arriving, even going towards 200 million already. Then they have to stop it, cancel it. Because these teachers were saying that when they record 2 or 3 in a family, that when the children started coming out, they become a lot. They become very, very a lot. You know, so based on that, they have to stop that census immediately because they're not finding the census was in the way not really telling the truth because of hidden things inside it. But when they start checking it later, did it before Obasanjo left power, Obasanjo said Nigeria is about 230 million, about 220, 210 at one particular time. He now said himself, the resources of Nigeria might not be enough if they have to start corrupting like this to take care of the people. You understand me? Because way back in the late 60s, Nigeria population was, it's always one
So are you
kind
saying there's
already.
less? Are you saying there's less than 200 million or more than 200 million?
Oh, more than. The population of
Yes,
Nigeria that live outside Nigeria, talk about the diaspora, their children, everything. It's almost about 30 million. That's why.
How did you arrive to 30 million?
Hold on. That's you can easily find out. That's why.
How do you
Even
arrive
Nigeria,
at 30 million?
Hold on. That's why Nigeria remittance, they can find it through all these things also like this also. You understand me? Nigeria remittance to Nigeria is far more bigger than Nigeria oil. You know what I mean?
But that does not explain. But that does not explain how they got to 30 million.
And if you check the way Nigerian music blew up in the Western world, this music will feed it to the Nigerian people. That's why the Bonabo become very, very rich.
Yeah, but that does not explain how they got to 30 million.
Because hold on, bro. Do you know how many Nigerian descendants that live in the Western world? You know, Nigerian descendants. Talk about white women with their children and everything. Do you watch Nigerian basketball? One Sunday when they play against the United States, nearly all of them, they're all biracials.
That still does not explain 30 million.
So, bro, if you have children, yourself, if you have children yourself, if you have children yourself, your children also be counted among the Nigerian descendants that live outside.
But during the census, they didn't count the people abroad. They were counting the people on ground.
Well, I told go and check the way Nigeria check Nigerian people that live outside Nigeria.
There's no record about people that are living in the country talking about people that are living out. How do you want to count people that? Okay, how did they calculate people that went through the Libya route and went to Europe?
No. Those ones are a lot that also die in there. You understand?
I know, but what I'm saying is that how would they be able to calculate when there's no record?
Why are you so fascinated by the specific number of people that?
I'm not saying that I'm fascinated by this specific, but if we're not conducting the whole process right, then all we are doing is we are pulling up figures from thin air. That's the point.
But my brother, I don't know when you left Nigeria, but if you come to Nigeria, my brother, you see the people. You see people that are coming to Nigeria from the airport. If you fly Nigeria, if you fly any KLM, I want to.
Hey, guys, we got a new caller. Let me Iffy, unmute yourself. I think that's Iffy or I5. Unmute yourself.
Iffy, are you there?
Iffy, unmute yourself.
Hi, guys.
Hey, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm just listening. Don't worry. If I have to say anything for Farasina, I will let you know. Good evening, everybody.
Why'd you click on a link if you're not going to participate?
Excuse me?
Why'd you click on a link if you're not going to contribute?
So what's everybody? Okay, let me leave. No problem.
Okay. No, stay. If you're not from outside, though.
She's not gonna participate. There's no need to click on the link.
I think normally what she does is she will listen, then she will contribute. Because you didn't know her. I know her. She comes to the Nigerian panel, so she will listen, then she will contribute. She will normally even put her camera on. It's just because you're not used to it.
That my data neighbor. If they're not something, they're very careful. That's why.
She's in the US now.
Go ahead, Iffy. Unmute yourself.
No, I don't have anything honestly to say. I was just listening to you guys.
Iffy, are you Nigerian? Where Iffy from?
I'm not Nigerian. I'm from South Africa.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
No, she's South Africa to you.
Well, Iffy, we need you to talk. What you think about what's going on in South Africa with all the xenophobia?
Why you say
No, to
xenophobia?
be
Stop.
honest
Don't
with
say
you,
xenophobia, first and foremost.
to be
Let's see
honest with you,
if what's going on with all the xenophobia in South Africa.
to be honest with you,
No,
this
why
is
you say
completely.
xenophobia?
Can
Don't
you hear
say
me?
xenophobia.
Can you hear
Hey,
me?
it's xenophobia. What do you mean? Don't say there's
Can you guys,
xenophobia. It's
Wait,
xenophobia,
wait,
control
man.
wait.
yourself?
Okay,
My
okay.
God,
Ask,
these guys,
listen,
man.
It's
listen.
xenophobia.
Hold
What
on,
it is
hold
then?
on.
What it is?
Stop,
Use a
man.
hoe, use a
Stop.
hoe. You just came in. Come on.
All right, but you guys are busy talking about this bullshit that you get from the
Somebody
media.
just came in, use a hoe. You are interrupting. The lady was
So
speaking
South
just now.
Africans, hold on. So South Africans is not beating up.
No.
Okay, can I explain? Can I
Hold
explain
on.
what the
You use a hoe. Hold on. In fact, you gotta change your name. But I5, is there anything you wanna was there anything you wanna contribute?
Yeah, honestly speaking, this is getting out of hand. You know, as I was coming back this evening, I was talking to one of my co-workers. You know what I asked her? I said, "What is even in South Africa, if I may ask? What is in South Africa?" Because one of my friends here, she's from South Africa, and she's very nice. You know, and when you talk to her, she was like, "If there is nothing in South Africa." This was way before COVID, when I met her, when we did a travel job. You know, so for me to see the way they are treating Africans, Nigerians and other Africans, I mean, and their government is not saying anything. Even their president, I haven't heard him make a comment. You know, so if Nigerian government, I think Tinubu retaliated. I don't know how far he has gone, but I understood that he took some businesses. I don't know if it's true or not, but
He did
honestly
it.
speaking, huh?
He did it. I think he's tried to. He's putting them on notice that one particular company, and from there they'll go towards the other company. He just let them understand you cannot be
Yeah.
dominating Nigeria without not having office in Nigeria.
Yeah, but
And
honestly speaking, at this point, I will tell Nigerians, come back home. There is nothing in South Africa. Come back home.
that's what I said. Come back
Yeah,
home.
honestly, I had to say this. Come back home. There is nothing in South Africa. Tell me what is in South Africa. I have an auntie. I was
There's
talking to 2
security, there's
months.
electricity, there is
Listen,
resources.
so does that what's taking your life?
They are kidnapping people already in your Nigeria. They already kidnapped 80 children from their school. So
Is South Africa even safe? Did you not see with
Yes,
the young guy that
yes,
was
it's safe.
fired?
It's safe. It's safer than 80 people and them killing people every week.
Actually,
My brother,
a lot of people die in South
my
Africa
brother,
every year.
listen.
Actually,
Did you see the young guy that was fired? Live, we saw that the young student, Nigerian student, they were trying to the Uber driver. So the buying is every day. It's even worse in South Africa. Forget about that thing. Forget about it. People are buying every day, unreported. Unreported.
Their
There is
police
nothing in
is
South
by
Africa.
their
You're
police
saying
is
like this, that. Is there
their
any
police
job
also
in
are
South
alerting
Africa?
other people also. It's a mess there. It's
Is
their
there any
country
job in
anyway.
South Africa? No, I'm asking you, is there any job? One thing I will tell you about South Africans is that they are united. That is the only difference I will tell you, when it comes to our country, Nigeria. But other than that, there is nothing in South Africa. There is no job in South Africa. The Africans there are creating jobs for themselves. Period.
Do you know that the Nigerian official said?
Hold on,
Let me just say
and
this
what
briefly. I'm just going to say this
about
briefly. A Nigerian official just said that of all the Nigerians that just returned back from South Africa, not even one of them committed a crime. Not even one.
No, also
Came
not
back
just bringing them
because
back home.
criminals.
They can. Look,
Hey,
when you bring
guys,
this
let me pass the mic to user. Go ahead, unmute yourself. User, unmute yourself. Okay, going once, going twice. All right, support diaspora voting. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Support diaspora voting. Unmute yourself.
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
Good.
What you want me to say? Go ahead.
What?
What you want me to say? Like, it's actually unmute myself, and is it? Do you want me to speak on anything or what particular?
You clicked on a link to call in to contribbe. So
Yeah. There'll be a series of stuff back and forth that you guys have heard. So, what particular you want me to talk about? So I'm saying.
Well, why'd you click on a link if you're not sure what you want to talk about?
It's not. I'm not sure. You have. Hold on. Like, listen. You guys have talked about series of different
Oh, hold
stuff.
on. Just hold that thought. You user. Go ahead.
Man, you gonna do me like that?
Go ahead.
No, here's the thing. I'm sitting here just scrolling, and I just watch the game, and of course, there's gonna be some negativity with what's going on in South Africa. But here's the thing: you guys don't understand. You hear all this narrative coming from, the so-called clickbait people or the keyboard warriors. Of course, they're trying to make content. They try to be relevant. They're gonna say all nasty things. But the truth of the matter is, what's going on in Ireland, people are not even talking about it. What's going on in Nepal, people are not even talking about it. People in Ireland, they're burning everything because they fed up with the immigration. Even in China, they're fed up with immigration. But you don't hear all these things when it's coming from people with straight hair. But when you're talking about black people, they say, "Oh, these are our brothers." How the fuck Nigeria our brothers if they come in our country and selling drugs? They're not selling drugs only in South Africa, but they're selling drugs all over the place. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants. Hold on.
If I can interject, Kidola, there's so recently in Malaysia, I think like last week, like a couple of Nigerians were executed because they were selling dope. I don't know what it is with Nigerians. Wherever we go, we just into some shit everywhere.
Can I say something?
I feel like
Dennis, you're right.
Hold on. Can I say this? I haven't finished.
It's a problem. Go ahead, user.
Dennis,
let user finish. Go ahead, user.
So I think the problem with Nigerians, I understand, they're going through a whole lot. It's poor country. I understand. And it's overpopulated. And everybody wants to live the life that they see on TV, and they're materialistic. Of course, they're gonna try by all means to make money or whatever. And the culture over there is, it's all about boasting and looking all flashy. But then you have to be realistic about who you are. That's why you find them all over. You find them even in freaking Philippines. What the fuck the black person is doing in the Philippines? What are you
They have
sucking?
plenty of black people in the Philippines, bro.
No. I'm saying Nigerians.
But they have plenty of black people in the Philippines, not just Nigerians.
Okay, but my point is, they forced themselves in there. They're not the Philippines. They forced themselves in there. What the fuck are you doing there when?
You said there are other black people who are not Nigerians in
Okay,
there.
stop. My point is, what I'm saying is, what are black people doing in these other nationality-dominated countries? Because they saying in Africa, this is our land. Okay, if it's our land, let's stay in our land. Let's embrace.
Then white people should stay in Europe.
Okay.
I think you
let me hold on. You see, you're never gonna get the point if you're listening. If you try to listen
hold
to
on a second, bro. There is two. This is what I'm pissed with South African for. There is 2 million illegal white people that live in South Africa. 2 million illegal. I'm not talking about white South Africans. I'm talking about Europeans, right? Live in South Africa. How come you guys not breathing down their damn neck also?
I like that. I always like that argument that, these white people, you're not worried about white people. Let me tell you something.
I said illegal white people, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. I said illegal
I
white people.
understand that. Listen to me. Listen to me very, very carefully. And you guys don't listen to react. Listen to understand, so that you can have a little bit of insight.
I will never understand that. And this is a person. This is a person that's put.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying.
You gotta let them. You gotta let them.
I'm not trying to have you. I'm not trying to have you understand what I'm about to say. I'm trying to say, just listen first, and then you can counteract. But all I'm trying to say is, listen to my point. Well, I cannot be right. I could be wrong, but then just listen. What I'm trying to say is, in South Africa, the reason why people are just up in arms and saying, we're fed up. You have to remember, these people have been there since 1994. Till today, we have professors from these illegal immigrants, meaning this has been generations and generations of these people living in South Africa. We didn't have any problem with them, but it was up until they came in and they start getting, like carried away with all this stuff, selling drugs and arresting us. Robbing our people. I'm not talking about Nigerians, but I'm talking about Zimbabweans. When you talk about criminal, like burglaring and stuff like that,
He's asking you about illegal white people. Illegal race. That's what he's asking you about.
I'm getting to that, sir. Can you just hold your horses? So, black people majority of these blacks are living in black community. When they're living in black communities, of course, they're gonna affect the very same black South Africans. So, black South Africans are saying, in our community, we just at this point we want to filter out what's going on. We're gonna get back to the suburban because the suburban people who are living in the mansion, we don't care about them because guess what? We're gonna get to them once we finish with this that is relevant to us. We're not saying we're not gonna listen. You guys do not know that we have actually pushed a lot of Chinese in our country who are selling, counterfeit goods and Pakistanis. And there has been an influx of Pakistanis. We also did the same. You know why? Because they are just a minority compared to Africans. Africans, it's just different countries. They come from Pakistan. It's just, maybe 20,000 or 50,000 of them. But when you're talking about Africans, you're talking about 50,000 from Malawi, 50,000. And now it looks like we are against Africans. How can we be against Africans when we've been with Africans?
Why you keep saying Africans though? You're African too. Why you keep saying Africans? I don't understand.
No, I'm saying we're against Africans. That's what they're saying. You're against Africans. So that's what I'm trying to say. So what are you trying to insinuate? The fact that I'm using the word, you see, the problem with people, they kind of nitpick on certain things, and then they want to use that against you.
No, I'm not nitpicking, bro. I am not.
No, but the fact that it doesn't matter what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to say there's Africans and there's white South African and stuff like that. So just because I use the word African, I'm not saying I'm not African. I'm saying Africa.
You the South Africa guy. I'll call you
user.
You've
still not answered the question. Those other white races from Asia or wherever that is in your country illegally, you've not said anything about them. You just asked a simple question.
I don't know whether you were not listening. I just said
he's saying they don't live in their community. He's saying they don't live in their community. That's what he's saying. So they don't really have a problem with them.
No. Listen, let me say this straight.
Not in the country.
Let me set the record straight.
They should leave South Africa.
Hold on.
Community. That's your.
Let me correct that statement. They're not living in a community. They're not affecting. They're not affecting. The so-called black poor South Africans. But we want to start with what is close to us. We're gonna get to. Like I said, we're dealing with Pakistanis, we're dealing with Chinese. We're gonna get to the white elite, but let's
don't lie. You people cannot get there. You people cannot get there. Don't lie here.
I don't know. So you live in South Africa. You don't know
the
that.
White farmers have been taking the life of South Africans. The white farmers, they've been taking the lives of South Africans.
They're not taking no life, my brother. They're not taking no lives. They're not taking no lives. We should not stop lying against this.
Kodolo. It's documented. Stop, Kodolo. It's documented. They killed quite a few. They killed quite a few. Kodolo, stop. It's documented. Kodolo, you're making stuff up. It's documented.
The white people are far more the better South Africans we see now.
Documented. It's documented.
We cannot be lying. See, the white South Africa, that's
documented.
Look,
it's
the white South Africa,
it's
white South Africa, that is their country. The white South Africans, that is their country. They own all those land that are there. You understand me? And you cannot
that's a fact.
Tell them.
That's a fact.
You cannot tell them if you threaten them. They know how to handle these guys. You understand me? And West Africans who
Hold
are
on a
there,
second. Are you saying no South African kill the black people? That's what you're saying?
If you're testing them, the best way
they're
is
not
their life,
killing.
yeah?
No, they're not killing no black people. They're the West Africans. They're doing a perfect job. They're living their life. They are far more better. Even during the apartheid time.
Kadola. No, come on now. You're making stuff up
No,
now.
we just have to be honest, my brother. You see,
I am
see things
honest.
before you judge. You understand? The West Africans are not killing migrants. They're not killing Zimbabweans.
No,
You know
that's
what I'm
not
saying?
true. What's going on the
Yes, they
farms?
did. It's
What's
documented.
going on
What
the
are you
farms?
talking about?
No, they're killing them on the farms. Don't forget that. They have farm
Kadola,
crime.
stop, man. Sure.
They're not. Nobody said white South Africans are killing immigrants. What I'm saying, that white South Africans are killing South Africans, black South Africans. Same country, not
You see any white? If you see any white man, the entire. If you see white man
in the farm.
If you see a white man, if you see a white European man, America that enters South Africa,
and Donald Trump had to give them exile in America.
No, look.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, you guys.
People are good.
You guys could say whatever you want to say. You don't live in South Africa. And here's the thing. Just for
Malema is
whoever
lying. Malema is lying when he come on and say you guys are xenophobia and you guys are beating up people. Malema, who live in South Africa, he's lying. That's what you're telling us.
Who say what?
Julius
Is Malema lying when he said you guys are beating up people in South Africa? Y'all are xenophobia and y'all are beating up other Africans. Is Malema lying? Is that what you say? Because Malema is on record saying this on YouTube. We see it all over YouTube. So is Malema lying? So that's I'm asking you.
You have to be okay. You could believe, like I said, you could watch any clip that you want.
Is he lying? Yes or no? I'm asking you.
Hold on. No, I'm going to say this. I'm not in any way. I'm stopping you on watching whatever that fits to whatever you want to listen to. But I am living here, and I'm living okay. Nobody's killing anybody. Nobody. See, there's a difference between political speech and what's going on in the real world. So here's the thing. He could say whatever he's saying. But to debunk, the fact is, when Trump said, "Oh, all these white people, blah, because we're killing all," and then he grabbed all those white people, and then they came to America, and then they said, "Oh no, we want to go back to our country because we love our country." So they went back. So now, what happened to genocide that people were talking about? The same Malema that you said he was talking about, we're going to kill the whites and stuff like that, and it finds out he's just flapping his gums, because guess what? He wants to pander to a certain group that are still caught up in that whole division of white and black. Here's in South Africa, the reason why whites are still living in South Africa is because they love their country. They've been here. Their ancestors have been here. They had a choice. They had a choice.
Since when?
They had a choice.
Since when?
Can I finish?
What do my sisters have been here?
Can I finish? They had a choice to leave when Mandela came out, because it was, a black man is going to run our country. But guess what? Mandela said, no. Listen, you guys are bona fide South Africans, just like African Americans are bona fide Americans. They didn't chase you guys out. We didn't chase the whites out. They stayed. Those that individually that were scared, they fled. But guess what? They came back. What I'm trying to say is, there's going to be a lot of information and disinformation spread out there just because it's just black on black. It's just like in America.
Bro, I like your talk. Yeah, I think you talk. This is how you people be talking. Then from later, you people take care of those who you want to take care of. Apart from you people hate, I really hate what Nigeria, some of them are doing there. No, even those ones they analyze in Malaysia, we clap out for that, because if they don't allow that, they'll come and pollute Nigeria also, and we don't support whatever evil Nigerians are doing in any way. You know what I'm saying? If you could do the evil, you have to take the time. You have to serve the time, But just if you hate Nigerians, well, why do you hate Zimbabwe? Your neighbors that almost look like you people that speak almost similar language.
Kida, listen, let me correct you there. Look, see, nobody anywhere in the world will support any of the national committing crime in any other man's country. Nobody will take that. You understand?
Yeah.
What everybody's frowning against is for those who are living there legally, doing their job, paying their taxes building businesses. You are still attacking them. That no, they should go back to their country.
Okay, where is that?
Wait. Let me finish. You are even talking about, okay, no, you started with illegal.
You don't live here, brother. You don't live here. What you get your information from these clips, from these people who are on TikToks.
So
Because
it's not true that these guys are beating up the people. So is it AI? Is it AI? Are we watching? Is it AI?
No. Let me tell you this. If you listen to, let's say, TikTok and then send narrative, of course the algorithm is going to feed you certain things that align with that with that stuff that you've been listening. So what I'm trying to say is you got to be careful because you have to listen to both sides. For example, when I was in America, I would watch CNN and I would watch Fox. I wouldn't go by, black man has been killed because blah, blah, blah. And I find
that is corporate media for politics. We're talking about street journalism that is not censored by anybody.
See, that shows the level of your understanding. I'm trying to give you an example.
Journalism.
I'm trying to give you an example. All right.
No, but YouTube is much more accurate than YouTube is much more accurate than those main media. That's so he is right. He is right. It's more accurate than those main media. They be lying.
Ghana put that came, and this is not even Nigeria. Ghana put that came, and some of them said one guy said have bullet in his body. Some said they be beating continuously in that place. Look, the damage have been done, and other Africans they will leave that place. That's just the truth. They must go.
They'll leave it for them and let the white. Let the white.
No, my brother. The white people own that land also. We should not separate the white away from them. That land belongs to the white also.
My brother, listen.
No.
That land do not belongs. That land do not belongs to them. Stop lying. It do not belong to the whites.
Why? Where the white people said. When the white people said when they came, they didn't mean nobody in the land. When the white people came there, they didn't mean nobody where they staying. We should not believe these lies about. Look, we have seen the lie. We have seen the lie part of South Africa.
80% of the land. 80% of the land in South Africa belongs to them. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me?
Their land. They migrate. They migrate like the way other ones migrate to that place also. Is their land. They find the place. Is their land. Is their land.
It doesn't mean it belongs to you. America
it belongs to them. Look, they came 1600. It belongs to them. Why you managing this white South Africans? No, man, you should not take people away like that. It's their land. And the white South Africans, they will fight. The white South Africa will fight hard to defend their ancestors' land. And they're not going to do
it. But that it doesn't change the fact that it belongs to them. Don't you get it?
The ancestors fought are kept to themselves. Why must they give it up? The ancestors fought and shed blood to keep it for themselves. The white people will never give it up. It's their land, it's their country. Whoever live there that migrate to that place.
Just listen. See, let me tell you, if I steal something, steal something from anywhere, and I sell it to you, and even if I give you receipts, you understand, for it, you bought it legally. But for the fact that I stole it, let me finish. For the fact that I stole it, you understand? You that bought it for me will still be arrested. You understand? For you patronizing somebody that's buying something that is stolen. But you bought it legally with your hard-earned money, yeah?
My brother, don't say that thing. Don't say that thing to these people. The white people that there is their land, and we be listening to lies that are coming from that place for a very long time. Now we now see the real true South African now. The black people that live there. You thought other Africa thought they were brothers. They call other people Africans. You have to know that.
Sorry?
They call them Africans. So they never really have a love for other Africans because they see them as threat. Do you think the white people fought before the white people came there, when the Zulu migrated to come and meet them there? Do you think the Zulu and they fight together? They win the battle and they stay there. Just the way they do it to other Africans, just the way they do it to Zimbabwe.
Listen, so hold on. Let me ask you one simple question now. When the British went to like places in Africa, probably part of Nigeria, to go and fight war and conquer them and colonize them, if the British had remained there, not going back and establish a colony there, whatever, will you say no? They now own the place.
When the British came, they met a group of people already in every area. In South Africa,
now let me tell you something See, let me tell you about boundaries. There's what they call territory. Territory. Okay, let me say, just like water, you understand? Nobody's living in the water. Yeah, but there's what we call airspace. Is anybody living in the air? No.
My
There's
brother,
what we call
my brother.
sea territory. Is anybody living on the
Look,
sea? Nobody's living there.
a,
There's a territory.
a white man, listen to the white man. They tell you when they came.
You tell me listen to the white person. You don't go school. Did you go school for yourself?
Later they made the coast. Later they made
think for yourself.
Later they made the coastal people and they pay for land they bought from the coastal people. Then the Zulus migrate. They were coming from somewhere. They migrate to a territory that made the white. That they wanted to fight them, and the fight broke out. And the white won that war. You understand me? If you come to a place, the land was empty, and the people started working on it. That out of the blue, so a group of black people migrate and saw them, and because they were different type of skin color, try to conquer them to win a land, and the other color win them. Then you want to tell them that land doesn't belong to them. It belongs to them. It belongs to the white people there. The white people are far more nice. The white people are far more better than these people now who call themselves, who have the same similar type of skin tone to the other Africans. Zimbabwe have similar tribe with them. Do you know the way they do it in Zimbabwe? They analyze it like crazy. But not that they can go to Zimbabwe and do these things, but just because Zimbabwe come to their territory, just an isolated territory with their far more dominated. Because Zimbabwe already know how to fight even more than them. At least Zimbabwe fought the Rhodesia people. You understand me? So what I'm trying to tell you is this. I have no pity. I don't think I have any love for a black South African I ever seen in my life. I will never love these people. I will never like them. Innocent or not innocent. They all are evil people. The worst people I ever seen in my life. The worst. That then you enter a shop and analyze an Ethiopian man in the shop. You know, they can put a pew on your head just because from wherever they want to take your shop. Why? Why do they have police? Man, nah, man. I'm not with the white people, not with these people. The white people are far more better. They don't allow nobody. Only we challenge their power.
First, like when you say you more the white people, yeah, it seems as if you are supporting the way they dealt with the black people they met in South Africa. You get me?
I love the white South Africans.
Sorry?
I love the white South Africans. They never lie about this.
Listen, hold on.
They never lie about these Negroes. The white South Africans. If you check 1950, if you check 1950 debate with those children there's a white South African guy. He was telling Nigerian man at that time, say, look, don't believe these Negroes. They're all liars. We live with them. We know how they behave. The Nigerian man said, no, why you dealing with them? If you check it now and see what those white people were saying, even as a kid of 17 at that time, check what the white people are saying now. They never really change their mouth, and they never really lie. Have you ever seen white South Africa just had a life immigrant like that? Have you ever seen?
So they didn't lie. So wait. So the whites didn't lie and said there's white genocide going on and run to America and run back to South Africa. That was a lie. That wasn't a lie.
I don't understand where this kid is getting this.
That wasn't a lie. Are you out of your mind, man? What are you talking about? They lies all the time. Lies upon lies upon lies. There's the ones who lies. Okay? When Mandela came out of jail, the first thing Mandela should have did was land expropriation. He should have take that land back. That's the first thing he should have done.
That was a mistake he made.
Anyway, okay, you talking about they own the land. So white people
for it to be released anyway. It was a bargain for him to be released anyway.
So white people own 80% of the land. They have an Orania where black people. You know why black people don't have a problem with black South Africans don't have a problem with white South Africans? Because they can't go around them. Because they can't go to Orania. They have their own Orania. They can't really live certain places in the Western Cape because there's only white elites live there. So of course they wouldn't have no problem with them because they can't go there. There's no blacks allowed. Duh. Come on, man. Stop acting silly. You don't know what. Come on, man. Come on. Let me stop this foolishness that we be talking about here about whites is all good. Good what?
A country,
white man is the devil.
A country where they will tell you, no, we want to create a white state in South Africa. As in the white people in South Africa said they want to create their own.
Yeah, they want Western Cape. They want to take over Western Cape.
Whites only.
They should take it. They should take it. They should take it. It's their land. They should take it.
Oh my God, this guy is unbelievable.
We know
This guy is unbelievable.
Uncle Tom. Yeah, no.
They should take it.
Yeah, this is a big Uncle Tom on here, man. Big Uncle
let me
Tom.
tell you one thing.
Use the problem of Africa, man.
No.
Sellouts. These are the black sellouts.
No. Let me tell you something. If Nigeria could waste, if Nigeria could waste thousands of amount of money in doing all kind of shit, then see what we're getting for the people who thought, the so-called people who never see us as brothers or even one, and even their closest neighbor, they have the same tribe like them. You understand? Start calling them Africans. You see that guy was saying Africa, it meaning like, oh, this Africa, it meaning like Africans that they're not Africans. That's what they're trying to tell you right now. And they know what they cannot miss. They know why they cannot mess with the white men, with the white boys. They tried once. They tried once. What did they do to them? They eliminate them.
In as much you're saying yes, yeah, these black South Africans are good for nothing, evil people, this and that. Yeah, we must also understand they may be acting out of, like, for me, it's foolishness, lack of understanding, lack of education, lack of awareness, lack of geopolitics and other stuff. Yeah, and they are satisfied with what they see. They are contented with where they are. They don't know how to climb up or go higher the ladder. That may be their issue. You understand?
No, my brother.
Hold on. Let me finish. Just let me finish. Let me. But for the
with Gaza, that they were everywhere.
Just hold on. Let me finish. For the fact that we also have them as part of a continent, they may be lacking behind. They may be dull, not sharp enough, like maybe Nigerians and other countries. Yeah, they may be dull or whatever. They may not be sharp upstairs. But for the fact that they are part of African continent, you understand? Definitely, the most be sharper ones, like maybe the Julius Malema. You understand? Are there? Their voice are not being loud. You get my point. But we have to also protect those ones. But because we have people like this user that came here that doesn't know his life from his left,
exactly,
his own people, yeah, doesn't mean we'll throw all of them and the baby and the bathwater or into the toilet, into the sewage. We have to protect people like Julius Malema, who is trying to open their eyes and they're refusing to see. Because they already have the white people in their government already trying to stop Malema from opening their eyes. So we have to protect people like that. Coming here to say no, South Africans, the white ones are good. What do you think you know? What do you know about this Henry Kissinger report? Go and read the Henry Kissinger report about black people to tell you how these white people can infiltrate anywhere and do what they want to do. So because you see they laugh to you, they don't keep on darling, how you doing, sweetheart? Oh, hey, I like you, this and that. You think they are nice to you? You can't be nice to a people and you take 90% or 80% of their land and you say because you work for it or you bought it and you say you are nice to them. You can't do it. It's not possible because you have the money.
Okay, I understand. You want to put that.
Hey, guys, we got to close out. Everyone, thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.